Amy, tell me if you can hear each of these videos and also me.
The town. Is it my turn? Don't you wanna one on the dean and the schooler? See they taking notes with your pens and your ruler. Sitting in the back with the nerds and the shooters. Bet you that bazooka, make them do the Zumba. Working like a winner, but I'm humble like a loser. Wonder who's the beggars and the motherfucking choosers. New bitch on my debit, call her Debbie, she a chula. She don't speak no English, talk to me in Lumba. Gotta say a prayer before I hop inside that ooh yeah. What's a Disney ocean? Damn it, I'm a scuba. Can't get you a flight, but I can call you Uber. Drop her off at nighttime on the coast of Cuba. I can't be mad about no bitches that I'm bad at in. I can't be sad about no demons I've been battling. I'm a brand, I get books, I got fans, I got looks. Can't be skipping over data, I ain't settling. You want my spot, you gotta walk inside my letterman. Talk shit, might get laid on my platter then. I snatch you out the sack, you was smothered in. Who your favorite rapper was? Let's get to splattering. Turn them into Smitherman, taking all your dividends. Make your life a living hell, treat you like you Zimmerman. Put this when I warned you, you just don't remember it. Put them in the hot seat, I can see him sizzling. Who I gotta laugh? Your favorite local rapper drew the dirt out my bath. I'm dropping something light, just so niggas feel my wrath. And usually I play nice, but niggas in my past, niggas in my...
Hey, yo, can you... The Bridget video should not have sound. I turned it off. Because I realized it was like a song in it, and I didn't want to play that song, because that song would probably be copyrighted. And I'm playing old Dochi vlog music that I don't think will get copyright struck. Let's see. We'll find out. It would be shocking to me if, like, ancient Dochi releases were going to get me in trouble. But how can you ever really know? This is what I want. Playlists.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Santiago Pet.
If you're trans and you want someone to buy you a pizza, say so in the chat.
Like this, in a world full of Nikes, I'm a fresh case Swiss. I be smoking hieroglyphs, y'all be smoking on them sisters. I'ma keep it pushing, they gon' flip out when it switch up. They don't wanna live right, they don't wanna listen when I share light. Why they wanna find me, I don't know why. Don't you wanna elevate your whole life? I can see the fake, no ice fight. Stop that nigga up, no high five. Posted on the net, no Wi-Fi. They don't wanna live right, they don't wanna listen when I share light. Don't you got woes, don't you got bros, don't you got friends, don't you got foes. Suit a nigga up, don't you got clothes, put a nigga on, don't you got shows, don't you got bills, fuck how you feel, nigga this the
Amy,
price.
it can't be
Take
that
it
hard to
how
figure
Don't you need
out.
a break, don't you need a sirloin steak, don't you need a kitty or a rafe, don't you need a goddamn...
Amy saying, I don't know how someone would be able to send me money, like, not even if they were Brazilian, like, if they just, like, do you not have any, you don't have any payment apps at all?
Tape and a goddamn date and her ass ate up like cake. Don't you say lies, don't you need a goddamn cake, don't you need her goddamn thanks, bitch. Oh, 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 oh.
Are there any cis Brazilian people here? You know, I didn't really think of it as something like cis, like I didn't consider it to be like cis people have to buy a trans person a pizza so much as just anybody who can afford to buy a pizza for a trans woman who can't afford a pizza, or a trans man. I don't really care. The sign says trans woman. It's Trans Day of Visibility. I don't see why you got to buy it for a trans woman. All I know is I can't afford no pizza until somebody buys me a pizza. So hit up that Venmo or Cash App, goldenwitchfire. I don't care who buys my pizza. I just want a pizza because I'm hungry. And I could cook myself a sausage. But then I wouldn't be able to give someone the opportunity to participate in buying a trans woman a pizza day. So, you know, Lucario fan, I would not encourage you to just simply dump your Cash App simply because you don't know if you don't know how many, like, okay, let's say that 10 people show up and they all want to buy one pizza for one trans person, but they all click on your link and send you money. Then you're going to end up with 10 pizzas and no other trans. So we have to be specific. If you want a pizza, say I want a pizza, and then find somebody who wants to give a pizza to somebody and organize with them that you are going to, that they specific, like exactly how much money you need, like how much is the pizza and all that, it's going to be different for everybody. So, I'm just saying, do it organized. Lapusha with Australia $5 says tighten up by summer rain. Is that a request, I'm guessing? It doesn't sound like just a random statement. I hadn't started doing requests yet, but I guess we can do that. I have another request technically in line. If Joshua shows up, they've already paid for a request before the stream. But super chat money will not get to me in time to buy me a pizza. So let's just keep in mind, I know Lapusha's in Australia. So it's a little different, but to everybody else, just know. This might actually not be copyrighted. Who in the hell is this?
Summer rain.
Summer rains, you can never predict them.
Just said, yeah. Tighten up, 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 tighten up.
You first. Tighten up on that flow.
Please don't judge me until you get to know me, until you've been where I've been, until you've seen what I've seen. Don't judge me, people, cause my past is not my future. Give me some time.
Give me some time.
I promise I'll get better. Give me some time.
Oh, she's doing it again. Oh no, that's like her hook. Give me some time. Whew, boy. All right.
I promise I'll get wiser. Give me some time. I promise I'll get
She really is leaning in on that.
smarter. Betting against the odds of tomorrow. Give me the benefit of the doubt, people. Y'all should be happy. I survived all this evil.
Which evil? Let's please get into the stories. I need to sympathize with you.
When I'm dead and gone, there will be no sequel. And my soul will
True.
live on, and my heart will stay strong. Mine gone, so I get my grind on. Eyes on the prize. For so long, been told I was so wrong.
This is one of those videos you watch, and any bar that's in this video, you're never allowed to use again. Like, you just know that if you hear a bar in this song, you're like, all right, can't ever say that again. Can't ever say those words in that order ever again.
For so long, get stepped on. Yes, said we tap on. Tell them get the fuck on. This is no flex zone.
Oh no, she's quoting No Flex Zone. How old is this girl, do you think? It's really hard for me to tell.
I'm from a place where they still showing shade and still throwing bones. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I remain strong until the
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I remain strong? That's not at all how that's supposed to... Did someone break your bones with sticks and stones, or are you just saying it's something that could happen? I mean, it doesn't mean anything without the rest of the phrase. Oh no.
door takes me home. Heart filled with so much pain. Countless drama, so many
College drama? Is that what she said? Oh no.
heart filled with so much pain. Countless drama.
No, countless dramas. Okay. Oh no, I was about to be like, oh God, please no. No, countless dramas. Sorry, I misheard you, Summer Rain.
Drama, so many lonely nights, but no
Lonely Nights.
more drama.
I think I can imagine if you played this music for someone you were trying to sleep with, you might end up having a lonely
This life
night.
is harder than a summer
Not that I'm one to talk. I wouldn't play my music for somebody I was trying to turn on, probably.
in a sauna. Bet against tomorrow. So much pain and sorrow, but in my mind I see
Oh no, that butt in my mind.
beautiful tomorrows. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten
Yeah, then she goes right back into the tighten up. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
I think she needs to tighten up, like Attack on Titan, tighten up. Oh boy, that flat note. Holy moly. Lapusha, where did you find this? Oh my Lord, have mercy on my soul. Hope you're surrounded by genuine people who support and love you. You seem down to earth, so just wish you the best. So that's a very nice way of not, finding something nice to say. This reads to me as very much finding something nice to say, because boy, would that be a struggle for me. You seem like you have a decent place to live. That's that's I could say about that. You seem somewhat self-confident. That's nice for you. Oh no, massive JFK Files video. I don't need that in my life at all. Okay. That was an experience. I'm gonna see. It doesn't look like Josh has turned up to chat to, so I don't want to do the reaction to the specific request I got was to react to my Autism Explained video from way back, and definitely not doing that without the audience here, who specifically wants it. Okay, what else? What else do I that like literally mind wiped me. Like my brain is trying, like I feel as though her voice is so like grating in particular that I should remember something she said, but I can't. All I can remember is that and I'm like, I know it was all very generic rap bars that I've heard in other songs, so it's not like they're hard to remember the bars, but how did I end up on Hate Trans People Kill Yourself? When did this happen? Wait. How did I lose my play? Who will kill Elon? But this isn't where I was. This is where I am. Okay. I guess those are all just in the same folder. I mean, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Jesus Christ. Let's get back to the Dochi Coven music stuff. That was fun. That was good. These are good songs. Dochi got bills. I got bills.
Damn, son,
I got
where'd you
pizza
find
bills to
this?
pay. I can't even buy a pizza yet. Cash App, $0. Venmo, $0.
I'ma spit it to you bitches straight like this. In a world full of Nikes, I'm a fresh case Swiss. I be smoking hieroglyphs, y'all be smoking on them sisters. I'ma keep it pushing, they gon' flip out when it's switch up. They don't wanna live right, they don't wanna listen when I share light. Why they wanna find me? I don't know why.
$32 in my bank. That's maybe one.
No ice fight, stop that nigga up, no high five. Post it on the net, no Wi-Fi. They don't wanna live right, they don't wanna listen when I share light. Don't you got woes, don't you got bros, don't you got friends, don't you got foes. Suit a nigga up, don't you got clothes, put a nigga on, don't you got shows, don't you got bills, fuck how you feel, nigga.
Anybody know any like trans rappers besides me who I could play? Dochi's like gender fluid. Not really a trans woman per se, because she's like born assigned female at birth in the first place. Are you a trans woman if you're fluid? The only imaginable answer is who gives a fuck. I don't want this one. All right, I gotta find some trans rap. Trans girl rap. This has so many wait, this is a reaction, not even the song. I've never heard of this person. Is there any names I've heard and I didn't know they were trans by chance? Okay, well, you're the only person who comes up.
I wasn't even gonna upload this song for real, but y'all said it was fire. Y'all said it was some heat, so
okay.
I did beer for my penny. Keeping it fresh while I'm shaking my butt. Fuck with your man and I'm making him nut. I piss them all and they calling me mud. I shake my ass and they call.
It's weird when you have a video that like looks live, but then the sound is like impossible, like a sound that just could not exist in a live space at all. Like,
call me a slut. Watch your ass be equal up to the cut. I'm high as fuck. I'm smoking a blunt. You in the back.
No, I don't like this at all. Why does it sound like that? It's like so fucked up and blown out, and not in a good way. That does sound like a good video, Open Mike Eagle, but I'm not trying to watch a whole video right now. 100 gex. Yeah, I guess they count. I guess they rap. They do some raps. Made my money on my own, yeah. We got up 5 in the morning, yeah. Fuck sleep and his cousin, yeah. Throw money in the oven, yeah. I've been on the road. Shit, I'm already broken. It's only 7:45 in the morning, yeah. I wrote a rap today, actually. But I don't know if it'd sound good without a beat. Yeah, nah, I need a beat for that one. And this setup's not going to sound good if I try to play a beat and rap over it at the same time. Mass Tomo, I don't recognize any of those names. I'm scared. I don't want to look up a trans rapper and then find out they suck and then be like, oh no. Surely I cannot be the best trans rapper. But maybe I am the best. Well, I don't know. Again, if we're counting gender fluid rappers, Cakes Tequila, Tyler the Creator, Doechii, all fantastic. I'm sure there's more. But as trans women go, I don't know. All right, well, I need to play something because I don't have anything in my brain at the moment. I'm just here to organize trans women receiving pizzas. So if you are still trying to get your hands on a pizza, let the chat know that you need a pizza. I'm still working on a pizza. Somebody needs to buy me a pizza. I don't know what it costs, like $10. Chain Remover, I think she raps. I think she does rap somewhat. I don't know if I think she's particularly good as a rapper, though, is the issue. Got to consider what you're up against. You're up against me. I'll just acapella freestyle rap this shit. I'm going to start from here. I'm adamant like adamant made of adamantium. I'm a phantom of the opera slam and a candelabra with anthem. I'm a lubricated to your man's asshole. I'm a little rascal. Ha! You wanna dance? I got the amps, I got the trance, got no advance. I just advance the trends and expand the fan base. I make taste, I make haste, I don't waste my time. I make pace and climb the ranks. Make no mistakes. Ha! I'm base god base screaming fuck a racist and fuck a fascist and fuck your faces. I skip the basics and rip the labels right off the faces. I'm new wave 2025, better get new paid. You can say please, I'ma say no way. You check the steez and I'll check the bank. Bring me the steak, I'll take the cake. I'll leave the wake, I'll rake the pay dirt. Onion esque with the layers, way longer than 10-dayer. I'm a little crazy with the rhymes, and I'm a little psycho with the flows. Sometimes I'm like way off time, out of line, way out of lines. Nobody wants what I'm desperate to share. I caught the scent of death in the air. Keep my gun right at my dick, y'all know I ain't afraid to blow it off. Nothing going in and out my mouth is ever fucking soft. You better believe that I'm gonna get a reasonable with the heights that I try to reach. You better believe that I got an infeasible might with the right to my free speech. And you better believe that when I hit top speed, you're gonna be whatever where I went. And you better believe that in a crop top on a beach, strong bet, probably where I'm spent. Oh no, this is the part where I start rapping two things over each other, and I've just fucking put all the lyrics in over each other. Widely recount of a jaw bouncer received at a show, highly renowned as a mall trouncer, a meme and a pro. I'm in a league of my own. Here's your reprieve in the flow. Right under your speakers, I float as Trixie, the unfriendly ghost, the impending snow, the upending growth, unrelenting, mind-bending psychic code. This is sending gold. Is it trending? No, but it tends to turn heads from the Midwest to both coasts. So you better believe that I'm gonna get a reasonable with the heights that I try to reach. And you better believe that I got an infeasible might with the right to my free speech. And you better believe that when I hit top speed, you're gonna be wondering where I went. And you better believe that in a crop top on a beach, strong bet, probably where I'm spent. And you better believe that seizure warning is serious when I'm on the editing bay. I'm crediting cakes for opening doors for Nas X being uncloseted gay. You hear what I say? I could tell you couldn't. It was there on your face, but it's okay. You just gotta nod your head till you break your neck to the rhythm all day, every day. Now I disappear with no trace. It's a race to get out of my face. Don't doubt it. I'm blazed by glaze on amazing bud when I'm out my hubbity in my butt. Now strut on home and walk slow, so we suffer. Stiff a dick and smell the brown butter. Get sick. Yep, Trixie wrote this. It's nasty, disgusting. A call for his craft full of cussing, and you want it encore. So you better believe that I get a reasonable with the heights that I try to reach. And you better believe that I got an infeasible might with the right to my free speech. And you better believe that when I hit top speed, you're gonna be whenever where I went. And you better believe that in a crop top on a beach, strong bet, probably where I'm spent. I require sacrifice. Give your life to me. You are nothing. I am high. I'm so fucking light. I'm too fucking bright. Eat your fucking wife. Fuck you, baby bitch. That's it. Classic, classic, classic hits. Every dollar is a myth. All the love is the real gift. Thanks, I love it. I love it. Give me a hit. Thanks, I love it. I love it. Give me a hit. You'll never be ODB or Juice World. Well, me neither, girl. Ha. You talking goat, but your name isn't Twistello. Realness wake you with a hello and a slash, snatch and dash, rip through your stash in the blink of an eye and on to the next city while you're wondering why you thought the greatness wouldn't consume you. Spit out your bones like a volcano in a cartoon does. Token till the bong water looks like Coca-Cola. It's Trixie Blunt Roller. God, I'm wondering if my mind gone anytime I got a mic on. Who wants a pizza? I have not been sent one yet, Ideas. Hit me up. I got no cash for pizza. I'd like to buy 2 pizzas because I want to get one for Shade and actually Shade and his partner might not want pizza because Shade actually works in pizza. So I don't know if he likes eating pizza outside of work that much, but at the very least, I'll get a large enough pizza that they'll have the option to have some of the pizza. You sent me one, Dean? Oh, shit. Let me check my pizza. I didn't get any fucking sounds from my phone. Hey, I got $10 here. That's at least one pizza. Thank you. Thank you, Dean. Instant transfer. Send that shit directly into my pizza gullet. I have like a second stomach for pizza, but I haven't engaged it much since transition, you know? I try to keep my pizza eating to a healthy, stable level. Because if I chose to, I could unlock the pizza demon deep inside of me and simply consume all the pizza. Pizza is like my second real food passion after cheeseburgers. Cheeseburgers and pizza. I mean, it's the two great American staples. If you live in the United States, there's almost a guarantee that you eat cheeseburgers and pizza. It's pretty rare to not to, that's like a small percentage of people that don't like cheeseburger and pizza. But I am uniquely passionate about these two categories of food, where I will go out of my way to find every burger place and every pizza place in every town that I go to, because I want to know which one's the best. I want to have experienced the best imaginable burger and the best imaginable pizza. And what I have to say is that it's actually kind of hard to find like something that's so exceptional that it's better than what you could do at home if you just happen to really like doing that. Like Bird makes a cheeseburger that I've only ever had one cheeseburger that I put above it, and it was from like a guy who clearly does nothing but makes cheeseburgers all fucking day every day. That's his life. He's a cheeseburger making guy. He runs a food truck. The cheeseburger's like $16-17. You're getting it's like an expensive fucking cheeseburger. It's the only time I've paid that much for a cheeseburger and thought it was worth it at all, where I was like, wow, I'd pay that again for that burger. I've never felt that about another expensive cheeseburger. I have to imagine that, like, I can't like if you were better at making a cheeseburger than that guy, I don't think you could be. Like, you could make a cheeseburger fancier. Like, you can make the ingredients cost more, but that's not what made it so good. It was clearly the way that the guy knew how to make just a perfect burger. It had perfected his personal craft. Also, when I saw this man, he looked like he could see to the back end of forever. Like he had that look at the new type flash in his eyes, but he could look like he could see the back end of time. And he was pouring all of that energy and knowledge into just making really good burgers, which is crazy. When it comes to pizza, I've talked about the Kona Grill barbecue flatbread a number of times, which is more of a like combination of flavors type thing. It's just they really sorted out a great fucking barbecue flatbread pizza. Is it the greatest pizza I've ever had? No. But at this, I can't pick out one pizza that I'm like, that was unquestionably the greatest pizza, like better than I could have made, better than any place I could have been. But then again, I feel like there's also a lot more pizza places. Like, there's a lot more places that specialize in pizza. But I have not found any place I've ever been that I was like, I know they will never fail me. Like, this place will always give me the greatest pizza of all time. I've not had that experience. I used to live close to a place that had an awesome Oklahoma-style burger. What makes it Oklahoma-style specifically? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Because it just sank in with me that you're Brazilian, and I'm like, what the fuck is an Oklahoma-style burger to a Brazilian person? What the hell does that mean? Okay, Oklahoma style refers to a type of barbecue and a specific burger style, with barbecue often characterized by tomato-based sauce and a variety of meats, while the burger is known for thin sliced onions and smash style preparation. Huh. I've been through Oklahoma and I've had a lot of burgers, but I've never had one that was, what is this describing? But when I'm in Oklahoma, I usually just go to Brahms, which is fast food, but they're like just the greatest fast food place in America, in my opinion. It's just mostly about the onions. Sweet onions just seems to be about the onions. It just sounds like a fucking cheeseburger to me. I'm like having a hard time figuring out what makes this Oklahoma in particular. No, I don't want Oklahoma barbecue. That's completely different. Oklahoma style onion burgers. What did Oklahoma like fucking invent putting onions on burgers or something? Like what the actual fucking what makes it Oklahoma? I like most burgers have very little or not much onion. I guess that's okay. If you go to Cookout, which is a fast food restaurant that is local to North Carolina, Virginia, and like the states around that, when you get a Cookout style burger, they put like a whole full ring of like like a whole section of onion on there, raw, like not even cooked, just raw fucking onion. I know that's a lot more than anywhere else I've been. And it's not even grilled. Grilled onions, fairly commonplace, but it like most fast food restaurants have some kind of, well, maybe not. No, maybe they do only usually put like 1 or 2 onion rings on your burger at most fast food places. I just know I can always find like a super oniony burger, I know I've had burgers with lots of onion on it in Oklahoma. I didn't think of it as a special thing when I was there. But I also am an onion fiend. So like I will get like I'll go to a pho restaurant and get my pho with extra onion. Just so I could throw a whole onion's worth of onion into my pho. So, it could just be that I'm expecting my burger to be loaded with onions because that's what I would want. I mean, this is telling me that it also uses tomato-based sauce, but not as tangy or vinegary as Kansas or Memphis style. I didn't even realize that there was a specific type of burger to Kansas City or Memphis. And I've been to all of these places and had cheeseburgers. I've just never had the like specific localized version of the cheeseburgers that they purport to have according to the internet. Definitely sent me for a loop though, just thinking about like, wait, Oklahoma style. I've never heard that marketing. Like I've never heard the marketing of an Oklahoma style burger. That's why it tripped me up so much. Cause I was imagining like, is this a commonplace thing in Brazil where like you go to a burger place and you say Oklahoma style and they put a bunch of onions on there? Cause I've never heard Oklahoma style, But Oklahoma is not a famous state in the United States. It's right next to Texas. So if you haven't been to Oklahoma, nobody in the U.S. knows fuck about Oklahoma. They just think of it as Texas, as like part of Texas. Because, I mean, they're like linked together. They're like joined at the hip, And in fairness, there is definitely a lot of cultural bleed between the two. But Oklahoma is also its own little unique world because it's way less like this whole part over here is like you're in the fucking woods, and then over here you're in the desert. And the same thing is true for Texas, but it feels more deserty, I feel like. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. There's also a significant amount of just native reservations in Oklahoma. Oklahoma City, one of my favorite cities in America. Tulsa is okay. It's got a really cool park called The Gathering Place that I highly recommend checking out if you're ever there in the summertime. And you don't hate walking around outdoors. By the way, Texas is like mostly just this triangle, this little summer triangle here. This is like the populated part of Texas. Keep in mind, this is the size of like Germany by itself, but like it's, this is the populated part of Texas. Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston. And then this is just a fucking wasteland. This whole area here. Well, over here, there's like some mountains and shit. But then this is just a nothing. There's nothing there. There's one little city in the middle, Amarillo. It's a nothing burger. It's a shithole. If you want to see all the worst farms in America, drive down the 40 through Amarillo. This is where Route 66 used to be, is the 40. And this is where all of the worst cow farming happens, other than in California. All the best cow farming right here in Oklahoma. All the greatest cows in America, all the most powerful, big, awesome cows that taste the best, they're all in Oklahoma. And then the second you get over here to Texas, it's just dog shit, fucking nasty, McDonald's cows. Oklahoma makes you cry. It makes me cry too, because they haven't made weed fully legal there yet. And I don't know what's stopping them, because they have apparently the easiest access to medical in the country, and like the most people on medical weed in the country or something. So I don't know what the fuck the holdup is. I think this state has the opportunity to become liberal in the next 10 years. I am here for pizza. Feed me, says Chroma. Am I pizzaed out enough? Am I pizzaed out enough for everybody else to start collecting pizzas in lieu of me? I've gotten a pizza so far. Y'all got to start organizing some other pizza gatherings. Figure out your pizza situation. Get pizza situated. And if you end up with a pizza, please report to us about your pizza having, so that we can all celebrate. At some point, I'm going to have to actually order the pizza. But I feel like considering, because I have to get my pizza delivered, so I'm going to have a delivery fee on top of it, because I can't be streaming and go pick up a pizza. And so far I've only received $10, which would not cover a delivery fee for a large pizza. So I'm going to hold out. I'm going to hold out a little longer. See how many people we can draw in. Wait, is this a thing and not just a silly way to ask people to give you pizza? Yes, I did not create this graphic. This has nothing to do with me. This comes from Blue Sky. It's today's Trans Day of Visibility, I think, is the main thrust of this, why it's happening. But it's also, oh, when the fuck did I retweet this? I repost a lot of things on Blue Sky. Here we go. I mean, I assume this person is probably related to Mira Bellwether, because their name is Colin Bellwether, and they said it's time again for the 3rd annual Mira Bellwether Buy a Trans Woman a Pizza Day. And this has 565 quote tweets. And so quite a few people know about it. I don't know how many people have bought pizzas for trans women today. It's got 1.8K reposts. People have seen it. You know, people know about it. It's not me. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. What's that fucking at the risk of
Spectrum is planning to drop 22 channels, including Corncob TV. Coffin Flop. They're saying they want to drop Corncob TV because we showed over 400 shows. Wooden hitting pavement. We're just shooting funerals and showing the ones where the bodies fly out. They're saying, no way. You must have rigged something for a hit on Corncob TV. I didn't fucking do the You must have rigged something. I didn't do fucking shit. I didn't rig shit. I've been waiting a long time for a hit on Corncob TV. I didn't fucking do this.
That's how I feel about this situation.
No way. You must have rigged something. I didn't do fucking shit. I didn't do shit. I've been waiting a long time for a hit on Corncob TV. I didn't fucking do this.
Oh boy. Lapusha with $5 Australian says, "What do you think of Chappell Roan and her music?" Good question. So when Chappell Roan came out, I heard Hot to Go. No, I shouldn't say when she came out. Obviously, that was a long time ago. But like when she suddenly blew up last year, and Hot to Go was suddenly a meme song, I heard it. Most of my my pop culture osmosis comes through Bird, because Bird watches shorts on YouTube, basically everywhere but TikTok. He might watch on TikTok now too, but he watches shorts on like every platform. Like he'll literally go to all of the platforms and watch all of the shorts. So whatever's memeing, whatever's trending, like he's probably heard Anxiety by Doechii more times than I have, and I listen to a lot of Doechii, you know, but I also listen to more songs. So like I first heard Hot to Go through the memes, and then of course the memes about the memes, the Hot Dogs song, you know, HOTDOGS, hot dogs are the fucking best. That's actually now how I remember the song, because that one stuck with me. So around then, whenever the album came out, I listened to some of it and I was like, this is not for me. You know, it was like my immediate feeling was like, I'm not from the Midwest. I don't relate to these small town girl things. I don't have the same, you know, like I'm not dealing with the same feelings that she is. So it kind of just whiffed for me. But then I started seeing her live performances, and this one changed my mind because of how fucking hot she is as a knight. And there's this one moment, I know I talked about this on another stream, and I'm not going to play this video because I know I had to cut it out of that other stream, but there's one specific this moment here. She does a move that I'm obsessed with. All right, she's about to do it. She's going to switch what hand she's holding the mic in, and then I think. And then what she does with her right arm, she does this like pose. It's just that gesture. Hold on. Can I like frame by frame this possibly? Okay. She just kind of like open palm, and then like the way she does her head and like I think she like leans forward and then back really quickly to bounce the hair. So it's like she bounces her hair and does her arm out at the same time. It's just a really good looking move. That can't get over it. And then also this scene where she pushes them all. Yeah. Those couple of seconds. So fucking good. Roan of Arc. Yeah. Also just the set is badass. I mean, everything's on fire and shit. And then also her Pink Pony Club performance on the Grammys. Because I saw this one up on, you know, big, huge television screen with my dad playing the full blast TV as he does. And when you really can hear her voice at like, you know, like resonating through your entire body volume,
You can't ignore the crazy visions of me in LA.
You realize this woman can fucking sing.
I heard that there's a special place where boys and girls
And she's a cutie.
can all be queens every single day.
Make me queen. Queen me, Pink Pony Lady.
On the stage in my heels, it's where I...
And then afterwards, whatever comedian was hosting this said exactly what I was thinking. Oh, it didn't have that in the clip. Wow, My Little Pony grew up. That was the line. In my head, it was, wow, the long-term consequences of Brody fandom are really showing themselves. here at the Grammys. Now, having said that, hard to top the best Grammy performance.
Did the black slug, then I did the clown face. Took him to the swamp meet. That was on a Saturday. Mud on a Prada boot, and that was on a Paris. I'm the hardest rapper. Grammys, put your hands up. Go, Don't cheat it, don't cheat it.
When they tear your clothes off and then you go dance on a treadmill across the stage. Is MLP old enough to vote yet? No, it's 15. So 3 more years.
Scroll through his IG just to get the TM from his wife. I was so confused.
What should Dochi do?
Whoa. Okay.
What a fucking pose. All right, we got a couple of requests here. Lapusha with Australian $5. The Meaning of Bunny's Dream by Anatola. And then after that, Flourish. This is a general anime question, but do you believe Miyazaki is more conservative / capitalist than people tout him as? No. I think he is less conservative or capitalist than he probably has to be to like function as part of society. But you know what? Give me a minute. And I'm going to grab... I have everything the man ever wrote. You know, I have the 2 books that collect all of his, like, writing. Be interesting to read some of that on stream, just to... Where can you read about trans history? I don't know. Google it, man. Let's see. Trans History Timeline. University of California. Let's see. An action kit for transgender youth. King Henry III in 577, King Henry III of France frequently cross-dressed and while dressed as a woman was referred to as Her Majesty by his courtiers. Even his male clothes were considered outrageous despite the flamboyant standards of 16th century France. So as far back as 577, you got trans King Henry III. So at least 1,500 years based on this trans history timeline. I know trans people existed before that. So let's see. What do you got, Wikipedia? BC, 7,000 BC to 1,700 BC. Cat! Show everybody the cat while I read about trans history. Among the sexual depictions in Neolithic and Bronze Age drawings and figurines from the Mediterranean era are, as one author describes it, a third sex human figure having female breasts and male genitals or without distinguishing sex characteristics. In Neolithic Italy, female images are found in a domestic context, while images that combine sexual characteristics appear in burials or religious settings. In Neolithic Greece and Cyprus, figures are often dual-sexed or without identifying sexual characteristics. From 2900 BC to 2500 BC, a burial of a suburb of Prague. A male is buried in the outfit usually reserved for women. Archaeologists speculate that the burial corresponds to a transgender person or someone of the third sex. In 400 BC, ancient Egyptian physicist Hippocrates writes of the Enare, a class of androgynous Scythian priests and healers. There are many eunuchs among the Scythians who perform female work and speak like women. The Enare are also mentioned around the same time in Herodotus' work Histories. The Scythians who plundered the temple were punished by the goddess. So basically, as long as the concept of women have existed, there's been trans women, which is not that much of human history in the grand scheme of things, but a lot of the post-Greek patriarchal bullshit has created. I mean, it used to just be they thought there was a third. They just were like, "Oh, you're not a man or a woman. You're just a third thing, mysterious third thing." And then at some point, when society was like, "We can't be having this mysterious third thing shit. You got to pick one," and that's when they started cutting people's balls off. Anyway, Josh Wiley is here. Gonna do the reaction I asked for on Cash App, or is this another stream eventually? No, we will definitely do that. I was just waiting for you to arrive, and now you're here. Hell yeah. But I also am gonna watch The Meaning of Bunny's Dream and read some Miyazaki book. So let's go. What was that again? Meaning of Bunny's Dream. The Meaning of Bunny's Dream. Whoa. All right, well, this animation is fucking amazing. That was really cool.
Wake up, little bunny.
He seems to have the same personality as the bunny guy from Amazing Digital Circus combined with the fox guy from Zootopia.
It's time to start the show.
Cute bunny.
Fox, really, I just had to try to dream about you.
Okay, so one's like a super hand-drawn looking style, and the other one's like very clean, variable line widths.
Tell me what I've done in your mind.
Ooh.
I had a dream, like, at the store. But it wasn't like a regular store. It was all made out of butter. And I wasn't my regular
I want to go to the butter store.
self. I was, like, different.
Whoa. Dreamy.
I asked the lady at the counter if I could buy some butter shoes and gloves, and she said,
You'll never be good enough for anything. Ah!
God damn.
I was like, hey, what the freak is your fucking problem?
What the freak? I'm watching an animation.
They just laughed and threw me out.
He got thrown out the window.
Oh my god, the train. Oh my god, the train.
Bird is leaving. I bet y'all forgot Bird was here. But Bird was here the whole time since the cat. Wait, Bird, wait. You have to give a parting message.
Do we have pizza yet?
No, I have to order it.
Okay.
I haven't received enough to cover the delivery fee yet, I don't think. Let me see.
Shame.
Well, I've also been organizing, trying to get other people pizza. So
well, that's good.
Everybody
Everyone
needs
should have
pizza.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Rain! Oh my god! And then a train hit me! But I didn't get run over. I was sent into space! But I couldn't fly, and so I started falling back to Earth. It felt so real, I thought it was over, but... And you called me. And then you said...
Stocks go up, and stocks go down. Just like roller coasters, and just like willies.
And then
Stocks go up and stocks go down, just like roller coasters and just like willies.
some good food together, and then you woke me up.
So I did.
I want to eat lots of good food.
That was crazy. What does that mean, Fox?
I believe that means you are gay.
I had a feeling that's what he was going to say. I had a strong sensation that he was going to say that.
Yay! Yay! I'm gay! Yippee!
Correct reaction.
I'm gay! I am gay! I am gay! Wanna
Just like me for real, though.
be gay with me?
Yes, I do.
Very clean. I like it. Ha, gay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I've got more requests. That's mean with $9.99 said massive love fam just popping in as a bear to share the love and be an affirming internet friend. Have a great day. Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear. Affirming internet friendship is the best kind of friendship. Anime Tea Time sent me $50. Wow! Apropos of nothing. There's not even a message there. Thank you. I love money. It's money is so good. I had over $100 in the Cash App. What? What? I don't know what you mean by that. But thank you. Do you have any requests? All right. I'm creating like a line of requests at this point. But Josh Wiley asked me to react to my explaining autism video. Via Cash App or Venmo. I don't remember. I need my video. Nope, that's not working. Okay, explaining autism. No, I don't want explaining autism to my husband. I want explaining autism Trixie. No, I don't think that's the right one. I think I want the one that's on Branches of Yig, so maybe I have to type that specifically. There we go. Explaining autism. I like the little dash and the 2 exclamation points, just to be sure you know that I'm being an asshole by making this video. Explaining autism is how you're supposed to read that, I think. Let me make sure this is the correct one. I don't know how to find the message, actually. Here we go. React to your old video explaining autism on stream. Okay, perfect. Okay. Are there any trans religions? I think trans people are just into whatever religion they're into, if they are into one. Speaking personally, I would not consider myself religious. I would consider myself a philosophically neo-pragmatist. Anyway, here's a video from before I started transition, back when I was like a bearded freak with sunglasses, called Digibro. And I'm going to react to myself. Looks like I'm about to give a drunk rant. I don't know what happened to this shirt, actually. Now that I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute. What happened to that shirt? It's probably way too big for me now, but it's a pretty decent shirt. It's probably just packed up somewhere because it's too big. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to. I hit the space bar and it caused the other thing to move. Okay. Would love to see you review Norman Son. He raps. We'll get to that. We will get to that.
You want citations, bitch? You want fucking science? Go to college.
Roy Toss.
You get what you pay for. This is YouTube, motherfucker.
And people are mad I don't cite, like, that I get things wrong still to this day. I don't understand.
Let's talk about autism and the spectrum. We're all on the spectrum. That's inherent to the idea of a spectrum.
So they've taken away the autism spectrum, because this video proved it was a dumb way to refer to it. Because if you imply that it's a spectrum, then it implies that everybody is on the spectrum somewhere. They've taken that away. Now they're saying there are 3 categories of autism. So it's not a spectrum. You're in one of these 3. There's 3 types. It's types, not a spectrum. It's types, okay? No more spectrum shit.
If you say that something is on a spectrum, everything has to be on that spectrum. Because if you're on the far end of the spectrum, it means not having it. Like that's what the
Yeah, see, a lot of my videos I think exist to bully language practitioners. Like, if you're somebody who uses words, I want to make you rethink that decision. I want to make you rethink that decision of using words, by bullying your word choice until you reconsider it.
far end of a spectrum is, you're either you have it super a lot or you just don't at all. But you're somewhere on there. So let's explain what even is a spectrum. First of all, we got to talk about genetic
What
diversity.
even is a
Everybody is a little
spectrum?
bit different. Nobody comes out exactly the same. Let's say you had two people who are basically identical, except the only difference.
Okay, this part, regardless of autism spectrum, this is a good explanation of the spectrum of human experience in a more general way. I'm going to start ordering a pizza. I think, let's see, do I have enough money to do this? I already spent the money I was sent for this video earlier today, which is why I can't use that. I have $42.34. I could probably order a pizza, like a nice huge pizza.
Whatsoever is that one guy is an inch taller than the other guy. Well, it still means that their bodies operate differently. And if your body operates differently, your brain operates differently. Let's say that it takes a certain amount of time for a synapse to fire.
I realize I haven't ordered a pizza since moving into this new place, so I don't know what the best pizza place around is yet.
For you to take a step. Well, it takes a little longer for the guy with the longer legs. So something is different. Is there any meaning in that difference? Anything measurable? Nothing other than that it takes a second longer, or however, whatever fraction of a second it takes longer for that synapse to fire. But there is a difference. And if you study chaos theory, then you know that the more complex the starting position of something, like if there's a million variables, which there are in a human being, then any one little change will cause a splintering effect that goes totally fucking crazy. The butterfly effect, as they call it. Like you step on a butterfly in the past, and now the whole fucking future is different. Like that's what it's like in your brain because there's so much fucking shit going on. So
you step on a butterfly in the past, your whole fucking future is different. When I watch these old videos, I can't help but notice how, especially with the vlogs, how much of a struggle it seems like it was to just speak. Like it feels like I have to put so much force into like making myself continue talking.
Well, even if it seems like this change should be so minute that it shouldn't do anything, it could have far-reaching ramifications for how these two people actually end up living and thinking. We all know that evolution is about the survival of the fittest. It's about who has the best genes that can pass on. Well, you got two guys that are functionally the exact same, but the one guy is an inch taller. Now, most people aren't going to notice that inch as like a big enough deal, but
I wish I had ordered this pizza earlier because most of the local pizza places close at like 9 and it's almost 9. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm going to have to order it. Well, okay, there's something semi-local I can order.
If we're functioning like a computer, if a computer is matching people up, and physicality is the only thing that matters because we're in a primitive society, it's going to match the best female with the taller guy. That's going to happen. Even though it's such a minute difference between all this that it doesn't even fucking matter in the end, that is what the computer will choose. And so this is how genetic diversity continues, is that like there's this constant observation of what is the fittest, because the fittest means something very different depending on location and society and the structure of fucking everything. Because like the fittest is a literal physical concept is largely irrelevant in most cultures. In our culture, it's who has the most money is the fittest. That's why the richest men get to fuck the hottest girls, as they, in terms of like a construct, the mental idea of what
the richest men get to fuck the hottest girls. I think what I meant by that is that, because that's not true. It depends on who is. Like there's a stable of girls who make themselves very hot so that they can fuck rich guys. And if you want to be able to be in that dating pool, you have to be a rich guy. And that is probably the largest, easiest dating pool to break into of very hot chicks. I think that's the more sensible way to put what I was saying there.
What it all is. Like, don't take anything I'm saying this literally. I don't speak literally. That's not a thing I do. So it's all figurative because language is a fucking game. Language is not real. It's just fucking, it's metaphors used to describe reality. All right. So the richest people fuck the hottest girls. That's the construct of how society works, because to be rich is to be the fittest, to continue living in a society that is based around money being the way to get things. You see what I'm saying? So, all right, let's say you've got an island nation and the conditions for everyone living there are exactly the same. The weather is the same. They're all in a small little tightly knit group. This is probably what you would describe as genetically incestuous. It is why sometimes Southeast Asian countries that are island nations are described as genetically incestuous, because the people, like a reason that stereotype that
everywhere. Why did I have to pick that specific? I feel like I had it in my head that I have to give a specific example for everything that I say, but it ends up just sounding racist. It's like you could have picked anywhere. You could have. There's no need to pick one.
All Asians look the same. Well, like it comes from this, that they're in the same conditions.
I'm just trying to talk about the whole, how like Genghis Khan is like the father, or like, what he just like raped so many people that like a significant percentage of people are descended from Genghis Khan. I think that's what I'm trying to communicate here. I don't know if I go into all that.
But when you leave, if someone were to leave that society and set up a society somewhere else that has different conditions, they will go down a different evolutionary path. So now you've got the people in this island nation who are continuing to basically be the same, and the people who move to this island and they're evolving totally differently. You'll read the evolution of species. That's what it's about. Turtles in the Galapagos doing this. So
I just said that as though I had read that book. Go read Evolution of the Species. It talks about... I've never read fucking Evolution of the Species. The fuck kind of pretentious shit is this?
Now these two, they decide to mingle, and they produce a third thing that's completely different from either of the two things, and now that's got its own genetic chain, and there's a melting pot, and it's all fucking everywhere. And again, in a society where physicality means less and less, where social constructs are what determines what is the fittest, and social constructs are totally wildly different everywhere in the world, it means that, like, genetic diversity is just fucking crazy. It's all over the place. Everyone's fucking everybody. Everyone's got a million fucking crazy random-ass genetic chains. None of it...
Everybody's fucking everybody. Everybody's got a million fucking genetic chains.
Has logic that you can like easily parse. And I mean, everyone's trying to reproduce. It's not like the fittest are the only ones who are trying to reproduce. There's so many people that like you can have generations and generations of like people who aren't even the fittest, just populating everywhere. And like those.
That is a good point, though. The fittest are not the only ones trying to reproduce. Is something like I feel like I don't know. We need more like unfit pride, if you know what I mean. You know, we need more pride for just being like not genetically on top.
Those people gotta look out for themselves too. They gotta develop their own systems that they can continue to subsist by. Like if you're not born the fittest, you gotta try your hardest to keep living. You see, this is fucking crazy. Everybody's different. Everyone's going all over the place. So
this is fucking crazy.
A brain chart. Here is God. He's like the first man, you know. And
here is God.
And the first woman made from his ribcage. This is metaphorical, by the way.
This is a God, and the first woman was made from his ribcage. Okay. Sure. This is metaphorical, by the way. Yeah, all right.
So they're like pretty genetic.
Take me all the way. It's like somebody's like starts cooking, and the first thing they add to the pan is something that you know is disgusting, and you're like, is there like some combination of flavors that makes that taste good, or did you just immediately fuck this up and you're about to ruin all the rest of the food you put in this pot?
Genetically similar, right? They have a kid who's kind of like both of them, and like they have another kid, and these two sisters fuck, and they have a kid, and then like you know you get all these people, and they're genetically diverging from each other in slight ways because just naturally people don't all.
The fuck am I talking about?
Come out the same, regardless of circumstances, but like they're all pretty similar, right? And then you got some of them. They move on to this other island, and they start diverging.
I wish I was better at the explanation part of this. I wish I had not tried so hard to give like example. I wish I had just said the point and not tried to demonstrate proof at all. This is like why showing your work is not always a good idea.
Doing a little bit genetically, but then they've got their community and it's genetic.
I should have just kept insisting I was correct and demanding someone else prove me right or wrong instead of any of this shit.
Diversity that's going on. And then the people who are the fusions of these, and you see how even if there's a lot of them that are similar or close together, we're moving. This cluster is moving. All these people are different, and they're getting more and more different. The farther they move away from the source, the more generations pass, the more children are born. And you know, there's different traits that in a society that's got more people, different traits are more valued than the ones that were in the beginning. Like at the very start, it would have been like, hey, it's just 2 guys versus fucking lions. But now it's like 6 guys versus lions, and we don't really need 6 guys to fight the lions. So 2 of those guys might be farmers.
2 guys
farmers
versus
kids, and they're
fucking
all,
lions.
They're like kind of their own genetic train that's coming on over here. But like the farmer's daughter fell in love with the guy who fucking fights lions. Well, what's their kid gonna be? Is he gonna fight lions? Or is he gonna be a daughter? The farmer. Like I don't know. So all these people.
Is he gonna fight lions, or is he gonna? Hold on. I'm pretty sure I said, is he gonna fight lions or is he gonna be a daughter? I mean, a farmer. That's what I said, right? Let me go back.
Daughter fell in love with the guy who fucking fights lions. Well, what's their kid gonna be? Is he gonna fight lions or is he gonna be a daughter? The farmer. Like I don't know.
Is he gonna be a daughter or fucking be a farmer? I don't know.
So all these people are different, right?
Freudian slip.
Now, let's say that we put all of these people in a lineup. We look at all of their differences, and we put them in a lineup based on how similar they are. So we start with one guy just arbitrarily, and we find the guy who is the most similar to that guy, and line him up next to that guy. And we keep doing that until we've got all the guys. This is
all the
human
guys
spectrum. It's all the people
100%
lined up.
of the guys.
And so this guy and this guy are pretty fucking similar, but this guy and this guy are not so similar. Now, all humans are pretty similar. We all have the same basic needs. So like, you know, we all eat, sleep, fuck, drink. Not even all of us fuck. Sometimes people just don't fuck. I don't know how much of that is psychological.
Sometimes people just don't fuck.
How much of it, like, I don't know if there are people who are biologically don't fuck.
I don't know if there are people who biologically don't fuck, or if it's just psychological.
I haven't researched that, but there's definitely people who don't fuck.
I haven't researched that, but there's definitely people who don't fuck.
Regardless of why. So.
Regardless of why.
We have our human spectrum. Now,
I was trying not to say asexuals because I didn't want asexuals to feel called out or offended. So I just had to phrase it in a way that I was not saying that.
Now, returning to this cluster of brains, let's say that someone moves off to a way far off island, and in just a few short generations, their genetics have completely diverged from the original guys. Like, they are not even really similar to these dudes because the conditions for life and the structure of society is so different over here that these guys don't even find these guys relatable. Well, this is kind of like how countries are. Like, these guys' needs are totally different from these guys. So
it's like, I feel like I was on the, like, this is me being on the, like, very breakthrough beginning of understanding how literally anything in society works. Like, it's like I'm 25 years old or what, 20. I'm probably 26 or 27 actually in this video. Maybe 26 I'm probably going on 20. Wait, what year? What fucking when was this? God damn it. September 6th, 2018. I just turned 27. And I was just like suddenly realizing because of moving to Boston in like okay. Hampton Roads, where I live now and where I grew up, is like the least fucking planned place imaginable. Like it's literally where settlers landed over 400 years ago. But after that, like after building a couple of small villages here, they quickly realized this was like not the spot, and they built everything north. You know, they went and made Washington D.C. and Richmond and New York. Those became cities. Those became major places. This area was just kind of the original plantations, you know, and shit for a very long time until they started building the naval deep water ports, the shipyards here, and then it became this whole military area. And so they're still constantly expanding on this area, but it's fucking random. It's so random. It's just so all over the place. Yes, Jamestown's like less than an hour away from me. So like, you know, I could take a ferry from like 15 minutes away straight to Jamestown. But like when I went to Boston, which is again one of those places that after they landed here, you know, one of the other places that pilgrims landed was Plymouth Rock, which is like an hour and a half south of Boston. So they landed at Plymouth, but they built their shit up north of that. And like the sprawl from Boston outwards is just so much better planned because it feels like it was the result of like constantly people like the place kept growing, so they kept going, okay, what do we need that we don't have, let's build that, and like it all makes sense, it all flows into each other. Whereas like Virginia Beach just has no sense of flow. And so when I moved to Boston, it did something to my brain where it made me realize like that you could plan around people, like that you could actually plan out how a place is, and like, and when you do that, the quality of life is just higher for everybody. Now, also, it makes that place more sought after and therefore more expensive to be. And therefore, like, it creates this weird energy where, like, there are certain things about life that are better, but if you're not the right type of person to fit into that environment, it's not going to work for you, you know? And I'm not the right person for that type of environment, you know? So, so like living there was, you know, it had a lot of issues for me, especially the cost, just the sheer cost of living of Boston was too much. But it changed a lot about the way I saw society, and it made me realize like I was filling in all these gaps of my like knowledge of how the world works. And so this is that phase of like my brain is changing to start recognizing this stuff. But now I've been around the country like fucking 12 times since making this video. I've been to every big city. I know way more about how things work. And this feels like, not infantile is the wrong word, but it feels like I literally can't figure out what I'm trying to say. Like I am trying to say something and I don't have the words for it yet. And I all I feel from this video is the frustration of a person who is like trying to say something that they think seems obvious, but all the words that they know to describe it don't like, they don't quite click to give you the fucking point, you know? So it feels like I'm just waiting for a point that I'm not sure is coming.
So they don't want to be considered part of the same.
I wouldn't even call it like a Dunning-Kruger moment because I don't think that this person thinks they know what they're talking about. Like this person is frustrated that they don't know what they're like. Dunning-Kruger would be if I came in and I was like, hey, you dumb motherfuckers, you don't know anything about autism and I do. But the video started off, this is YouTube. If you listen to my opinion, you're an idiot. Like that's how it started. So, you know, I wouldn't call it Dunning-Kruger. I would call it the stage right after that, where you've realized you're way out of your depth. But how do you even get people who know what you're talking about to start talking to you unless you start throwing, like all the info. Okay, guys, here's what I think is going on. Am I wrong? Does anybody know? Can anybody give me more about this? Like
governing body. So they just split apart. Well, let's say that this country right here keeps growing bigger and bigger, generation.
Yes, lacking perspective. Exactly, is a cipher. I had very little perspective into how anything works by the time I was 27. And this is, again, me starting to get perspective. But it's like I'm looking straight at God and it's blinding, and I'm like trying my best to keep my eyes open, but it's tough.
Generations are passing, society is changing, and like the meaning of who is the fittest is evolving all the time. Because, with every generation, it's a whole different world. It's a whole different ballgame. There's more.
Where did Digi live back in 2020? This is 2018. This is in Boston.
People, there's new technology, there's just everything's fucking different, right? So the governing body of this country, their goal is to try to make sure that this country works for as many of the people
I think this is in Boston, right? Yeah, September.
Inside of it as possible. And the society itself will naturally adapt to try to suit the needs of as many people as possible. Because anybody whose needs aren't being met is going to speak up and be like, hey, my needs aren't met. And then everyone else is going to look at that person and have to make a decision. Do we
That's really funny, Corona. You said playing Ocarina of Time again, but you forgot the first 5 hours of the game are boring. I've been meaning to play that on stream for a while because it's like the most nostalgic thing and kind of the game that introduced me to like storytelling. And I highly disagree that the first 5 hours are boring, but I think it depends on what you want the game to be.
give enough of a fuck about this person to meet their needs, or are their needs unreasonable because we don't relate to them?
Oh, yeah. Dean says, who's going to buy more trans girls pizzas? Yeah. Don't forget about the pizza buying, y'all. If nobody's giving you money to buy a pizza and you're a trans woman, you need to be making your needs known. You need to be screaming, where's my fucking pizza, bitch? I haven't even finished ordering mine. I got started on that and then I kind of abandoned it. Oh, right. Because they didn't have, well, let me try a different place and see if this place has. No, they're closing soon. God damn it. All right, whatever. It is what it is. We're ordering the pizza.
This guy down here, he's a 12-year-old Minecraft savant, and his needs are totally different from this 80-year-old fucking engineer up here. And they're like, they can't reconcile with each other because this guy doesn't care about this guy's needs, and this guy doesn't care about this guy's needs. So this is where social progress comes from. It's just this constant competition of needs between different people. And as a society, we overall are hoping to make everybody function, because if you can placate this kid's needs, it's possible something he's going to do maybe helps out this guy over here, and this guy is directly related to you. So let's say 80-year-old man's caretaker spends all of his time watching YouTube videos of Minecraft Let's Plays made by this 12-year-old because he's a savant. And so ultimately this kid has a benefit to this man, but he can't understand it or comprehend it. And that's why we try to meet the needs of as many people as possible, even if we don't necessarily understand why they have those needs. And not everyone can communicate their needs very well.
I agree with the point I was making, and the examples are hilarious.
In fact, there's a lot of people whose specific struggle is their inability to communicate correctly. And those people have
Hello, everybody.
a really rough time. So, all right, let's draw out this gigantic thing of brains again, our brain chart. Now,
Those people certainly are having a really rough time, aren't they?
on this part of the brain line, there's a whole lot of the original genetic pool of people. But down here, this guy was extremely successful, and a lot of people try to
Every time I just point at a random dot and call it this guy is the funniest shit.
copy his lifestyle. People who thought kind of similarly to him, they saw him succeed because he innovated something completely new. Let's say he's a computer.
Electric Wings with $5 says, based on your dual life as Digibro and Trixie, is peace found from within or outside of yourself? I think you have to have. I don't view those as two different places, if I'm being honest. I view myself as more of a throughput. Stuff's always coming in, stuff's always going out, So it's like you have to be careful about what is coming in and what's going out, because what you put out will affect what comes back, Like if you trap yourself in a chamber with no air holes, you're just going to keep breathing. You're going to use up all the oxygen, and then all that's left to breathe is carbon monoxide at some point. You have to make sure that there's circulation. So I would say having good circulation is key. And Digibro is a person of bad circulation, is a person where the energy, just this video is a great example of the energy is just exploding out, where it feels like as I watch this, it feels like I had turned, I crumpled all this energy up into a little ball, like a tight little ball. And I'm trying to force that whole energy ball out at once, but the hole I'm trying to force it through is tiny, so only a trickle can come out, and it's like painful because it's like passing a gallstone. So I'm like, I'm so frustrated and angry trying to get this fucking gallstone to go through, and that's what the communication feels like from this video. It just feels like the intellectual passing of a gallstone.
Computer technician, and before this period, none of these people know what the fuck a computer is, but this guy's unique mind worked really well with computers, and so people saw that he could be successful doing that, and they started pursuing computers as well, and so they got a lot of money, and since money is what gets you reproduction in this country, they have tons and tons of kids, and now there's this whole other...
I keep insisting that money is what gets you reproduction in this country too. Like, feels like something I'm stuck on because I would have just put myself in a situation where I lost a lot of money and I'm desperately trying to get that money back and I can't figure out how, because this was like right after doing a video a day all month for the month of August. This is right after Dear Crunchyroll stopped. So I was like trying to get money back, and the main reason I had so little money is that I moved to Boston because somebody really wanted to live in Boston very badly. And, I think I was feeling capitalist woes is what I'm trying to say.
Set of people who are similar to each other, but they're not similar to these guys. But you need both of these sets in order to run the country, because these guys are running all the computers and these guys are running all the factories, and they need each other. So whichever group has the most people in it.
Yeah, like all this stuff is good. All this stuff I'm saying, like, I mean, aside from that it barely makes sense, the core idea of like explaining spectrums, I like what I'm trying to. It's like having a terrible recipe and a great for a great dish, like what I'm trying to cook is obviously something that would taste good if I wasn't just like the shittest cook imaginable and using the wrong ingredients.
That's the one that we call the normies. And it's not that they're necessarily all the same. They're just kind of clustered together. There's a lot of them.
Luxy Lulz with Canadian 5 says, I think Trixie should play Majora's Mask on stream with a guide. That is a good idea. We'll do it. We will do that.
That are kind of similar, and that represents a bell curve. So if you're a part of the bell curve, it means that a lot of society is dedicated to meeting your needs. And because of the fact that if you were to say, try to make a movie, you want this movie to reach as many people as possible. Well, you could make a movie aimed at this guy, but this guy is totally unique. There's not a lot of people like him. There's like maybe 5 people who think like this guy. If you made a movie that was perfect for that guy, these people, some of them might get it and kind of relate, but a lot of them aren't going to give a fuck. So the easiest way would be to just make something that is directly made for this group, to try to appeal to as many of these people as possible. And again, you can make something that just appeals broadly to everybody, because humans are all pretty much the same on certain base levels. But if you appeal to these guys, you're going to make easier money. It's going to be a lot easier. But this also means that you're in competition with everyone else who's trying to appeal to these guys, and that's basically everybody. So if you identify that, hey, there's also this group over here who's kind of big themselves, we could try appealing to them instead, and we won't make as much money as these guys will, but we still have, there's enough of them that we can make a profit, right? So this is what different
everybody's mooning in the chat. I'm mooning.
Cultures and cliques and what different genres are aimed at. It's just to try to attack whichever groups are big enough to have a mound. So in light of all this.
Oh, Ellen. That's horrifying. I have played Majora's Mask by emulator, crashed during the Majora fight, and I hadn't saved after the final temple, so that didn't end well. Brutal.
What exactly is autism? Well,
I'm trying to think. The worst that's ever happened to me was Pokemon Red. Being my first game I was really obsessed with. I was trying to get my Venusaur to level 99, which I had thought was the level cap. I think it's actually 100. But at the time I thought it was 99. And so I kept fighting the Elite Four over and over and over again, using just my Venusaur, Dodrio, and Amistar. That was it. My Venusaur, Dodrio, Amistar was my team. I wanted to get all of them to level 99, was like my dream. And I had Venusaur at level 98. And then I used a Game Shark on my game, the little cheat code device. And I had just peeled off the stick. Like, when my parents bought it for me, it had a sticker on it that said, like, warning, if you use this with the Pokemon games, it could fuck up your save file or something like that. And I literally, like, peeled it off because the whole reason I got the thing was to use it with Pokemon games, and I did not want to accept that reality. And then it glitched out my save, and every time I would open it, I would be, like, invisible and unable. Like, every time I would move, it would just make the bam, bam, bam noise in all directions. And I was just in, like, an odd, like a route that doesn't exist, and it's just a bunch of random plants. And I've seen people refer to this as Giovanni's Garden before on the internet as like a glitch you could end up in. Terrifying. Oh shit, my tacos are here. Congratulations. Oh yeah, I still need to keep fucking ordering this pizza.
Let's say that the way your brain functions, you can't use language. You don't know how to talk and communicate with people. You probably have a lot of difficulty fitting into society because these people all have an easy time with language, an easy time with understanding other humans. That's what they built their society around. But you, down here, you don't relate to those people. You don't understand how their society works. And so society's not built around you. And so when society comes into contact with you, they say, well, you have a mental disorder because the way your brain works just doesn't go with the way we've built society. Now, let's say that this guy is severely autistic. He can't even talk. But this guy is just really socially inept. But it's still because his brain is completely different from the people who are over here. Well, there was a time when we would refer to this guy as autism and this guy as Asperger's. However, eventually we realized that drawing a clear line of distinction between one and the other was kind of unhelpful because some people are like right on this side of the line or right on this side of the line. And it's like, well, are we going to treat these people differently from these ones? Like, how far do you have to be Asperger's or autism? And that was when they decided to call it a spectrum. But when they did that, it was revealing of the fact that it's all a spectrum. You're just, if you're far enough down, because like, well, do we draw a line between these people and say like, this is Asperger's, but if you go past this point, you're normal? Well, in a society where having Asperger's isn't necessarily like difficult to live with because a lot of the things that these people are good at can allow them to propagate. And there's enough other people with it that they're having whole fucking generational families of Asperger's. Well, if the Asperger's have their own bell curve and their own needs being met in society, then you can't call it a mental disorder because they're functioning just fine. Because all a mental disorder is your brain works different enough from regular brains that you just can't function in society. But that's not a problem with you. That's a problem with society. Society doesn't have a place for you. Society doesn't have a use for you. And that's unfortunate for you. But if there were enough of you, society would be different.
Okay, I agree with this. This should have been called explaining neurodivergence, but we didn't have that yet. Like, I'm sure some people had that. We didn't. Me and you didn't have that yet.
Now,
this is a whole 7 years ago.
We've reached a point
almost
where there is a lot of fucking people with Asperger's, and society is changing for those people because a lot of them are doing things to change it, to move the Overton window of understanding from being right here to extending it out to here. This graph is becoming a fucking mess. But like,
this graph is becoming a fucking mess. I hope I said that as a joke.
The Overton window so that society has to understand these people, the more these people are able to have their needs met within that society. Ergo, when I talk about autism, I like to present the idea.
This, by the way, is like this is maybe the hardest Digibro for me to relate to is like Boston era. Just everything I was dealing with at the time is so outside the purview of anything I've dealt with any other time in my life that this is a very hard for me to connect with, where I'm like, what were you thinking actually? You know, like, were you thinking?
Yeah, that all of these people are autism. And the reason I want to present it that way is so that we can get better understanding and representation for these people. Because the more of these people identify that they are just further down this spectrum than they are from these people, and that's not a problem, that society is changing to acquiesce to those people, that they have a function that these people can't perform, that these people need these people, the more we understand that, the less these people have to feel so alienated. The more they can take pride in who they are, the more they can embrace the idea that they are this genetic divergence that has a purpose. Now for me, here's my normie cloud, here's my Asperger's cloud, we're starting over. I fall somewhere around here, but I happen to be in a space where, regardless, like, okay, let's say there's like a shit ton of people more autistic than me, and a shit ton of people less. It doesn't matter. It's not about how autistic you are. It's about how few people are in your section. I don't feel like there's a lot of people in my section because there is some stuff like Sonic the Hedgehog or Thomas the Tank Engine that broadly appeals to all these guys down here, and there's some shit like basic ass anime like Darling in the Franxx that appeals to all these kids right here. But the amount of stuff that appeals to this guy in the middle is a lot fewer, and that's why I'm constantly having to watch everything to figure out what the fuck I'm looking for. And this all has nothing to do with IQ or intelligence or even really your ability to fit into society.
And then one day I realized it was just a trans thing.
Because while society is built around these guys, and there's a lot of it that's built around these guys, is if you just figure out how to make a place for yourself, you can figure out how to live in that society. So even though my mentality is not really good for these kids' jobs or these kids' jobs, I made my own job. And what I do is that a lot of my audience is the people who are like right here with me. And those are usually like the patrons, the hardcore fans, the ones who are relatively close. But I deliberately make content that appeals to this other cloud over here. And that's why I am so misunderstood by so many of the people who watch my videos, because I'm not really representing myself in order to appeal to them. I have to represent what they care about so that I can get their attention. Because again, you have to market to at least one bell curve, whether it's the biggest one.
I will. The stuff I'm saying, again, this part would be fine if this was just called explaining neurodivergence. I feel like a lot of the road I took to get here was clouded by the fact that I'm trying to use autism because I don't know a better word for it, you know? But this is just explaining the concept of neurodivergence overall. I'm going to go grab my card.
Or just this smaller one that's over here. So this is what I mean when I say we're all on the spectrum, when I say lots of people have autism, because a lot of people only perceive the super extreme cases as the people with autism. And let me tell you, I've spent most of my life around people who have been diagnosed with autism. And that is a huge range of people with a huge range of personalities and a huge range of lifestyles. My cousin Evan is diagnosed with autism. I talked about him in my Turkey Tom Gets Roasted video. And he's like far flung in the direction of like can't really communicate with people in a way that is healthy or makes them comfortable, but he's not low functioning. Like he can understand concepts. He can talk to people. Like you can reason with him. It's just that he's not capable of like a full range of understanding and relating that the people over here are. But then there's other people who are autistic who are like so far gone they literally can't even talk. But then there's other people who are just like, yeah, I don't fit into society, but I understand it, and like I've spent enough time working with people that I've got my own way of understanding how people think. Like I can't read expressions. I don't know I don't know half the shit people are talking to me about. Like literally when I'm out in public, I don't know what the fuck anyone's talking about. I have had to figure all of how to talk to people out by just figuring out how to make it make sense to me. How can I restructure what these people are saying in a way that I'll understand, and then I can communicate back to them by trying to find something that they'll understand. The way I talk in a video is manufactured. I didn't talk like this when I was a kid. I didn't know how to fucking explain myself. I'd rather make a fucking song, and then I make the song, and everyone's like, I don't know what the fuck this song's about. This song's fucking weird. And I'm like, well, let me sit here and toil over explaining it for a while. But I've practiced.
Oh God, did I talk about Evan? Yeah, he did die. He set himself on fire.
That and I've gotten good at it. So like, my point is that yeah, like I might be even more autistic than a guy next to me who is like dumber than a fucking brick and has no idea how to communicate or talk to people and has an even harder time talking to normies than I do. But that's because I am more autistic than them, I have had to struggle with learning how to communicate even more. This has been my obsession. This is all I'm trying to do. So like using words to explain myself, that is my specialty. That is what I have fucking trained for. And so you just need to expand your understanding of what it can cause. Again, that butterfly effect, every little difference between two people, you have no idea what that's going to amount to. And this is why medication is so dangerous for some of these conditions, where it tries to broadly categorize a bunch of totally different people whose conditions have totally different effects on their lives.
Medication. I thought I said meditation. I was like, how could meditation be dangerous? Oh, medication.
The same treatment. Or like even using a term like autism. Again, the reason that it had to become spectrum instead of autism versus Asperger's is that if you treat everyone with autism one way and everyone with Asperger's another way, it's not just going to be so cut and dry as to work for everyone in either category. We're all on the spectrum. I hope I've explained this enough to make sense. If not, let me know and I'll fucking do it again.
If not, let me know and I'll fucking do it again. Well, I certainly have. They certainly did let me know, and I certainly did do it again. Although, again, the main problem with that video is that like what I'm talking about is just simply not autism, but an even more special thing, or something more broad. Was I ever diagnosed with ASD or ADD? I was diagnosed with ADHD by the therapist I saw for a time when I was 20. Let me finish ordering this pizza real quick. Okay, I have ordered a pizza. I gave a 20% tip, so it was about $30 total. Maddie said, I had a dream about you again where you taught disabled students art, and I confessed I wanted to be your protege. When I woke up, I thought you could be a professor in media studies. This might as well just be reality. I had a dream that Digibro got me out of a hole while guiding me through a video monitor. I had a dream of seeing you as a real witch on a broom, and I had to go on a journey, and it led back to weird storybook quote. You are in my dreams a lot. Well, I do cause a lot of psychological damage. Okay, we did it. We did the autism video, which ultimately I didn't hate it. I just think it's not about autism. It's about neurodivergence. As soon as you clear the word autism off the video, it's mostly fine. But there are some really silly examples used in building the argument, especially early on. Oh God, I had a dream of you, Trixie, where you were just saying that you will die one day and you were saying it at me. That also sounds like what I would do, though. Like, memento mori is a big part of my message, you know? What's the other one? There's another word that means remember death. There's a lot of it. Remembering death is important to me. So, that is a sane thing. Luca, you must have missed her. I just answered Abby on that, so you be dipping in and out, I guess. All right, we're definitely playing Majora's Mask on stream. I feel like there were some other requests. We answered this. Let me go back farther. Active chat today. Anime Tea Time would love you to review Norman San. Okay. I don't know what specific song you would want or anything. I guess we'll just. Okay, I already love this video. This is not sped up, right? It is sped up. Okay, hold on. I just thought they were running really fucking fast, but it's actually sped up. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Okay. It's still hilarious, but
don't really care about the top spot, I just want a bag. Got my foot up on their necks, no brakes, all gas. These rappers like BBLs, cause I swear they all ass. Ain't it crazy how they rise up and fizzle out fast? Oh.
So far, I really like the voice and flow, but all of the lyrics have been kind of generic. Stuff I've heard other rappers say.
Oh my God, boy, who that over there with all them stands and the spans? Got them dancing with grand jumping high as they can on the sand. Got a plan, I'm taking over the land. Broke ground on the internet, now we about to expand. Dropping bombs, Palace.
Yeah, just like good sounding, but not saying anything. Let's find another song. See if there's. Oh, you got a show too. Forever. I like Forever.
Red leather, yellow leather. I started a while ago, and I'm still.
Why is it sped up again? That's not usually how it works.
Better, yeah. My endeavors end never, no matter the weather. I reign forever, 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 forever. Yeah, forever.
See, I don't need him to say forever 25 times. I get it.
Brand the photo cheat code. Beast mode activated. Now we going higher than the cheekbones on Grace Jones or Angelina Jolie. Holy moly, he going berserk like Broly. I can't be stopped even by goalies. The neighbors call the police because I'm doing too much. I beat this track up, stab it in the gut.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Not really saying anything that interesting, though, is my overall review of what I've heard off of 20 seconds of 2 songs. Did Anime Tea Time have another? Oh, you were the one who also gave the $50. I guess I could review more in depth if that was meant to also be tied to that request. We can check in on more of this. Did I? Oh, right. I was also going to go grab that Miyazaki book and talk about how, I mean, as far as I know, Miyazaki was like a pretty radical communist at a time where like he was part of like student movements and stuff and like protest movements. And I have to assume that he basically just found himself in the position of like, well, if you want to do this job, you have to do the job, you know, but like everything he's done with the power he's gained from his job, I feel like represents somebody who wants people to approach just life differently, you know, like the whole structure. He clearly thinks that society is not structured correctly. Is the best way I can put it. I wonder if I could find. Yeah, let me grab my book. Let me grab my fucking Miyazaki book. I'll put on something. Just put on some more old Dochi. No, I'm on Google, not YouTube. And let me go find that fucking book. See, I know that the Anxiety song now is a major hit single, so I don't know if the old version will now cause problems if I click on it. I already kind of played all the ones of these I wanted to play. Shit. What's another good? I'll just play Yucky Blucky Fruitcake while I go. Y'all can watch that while I go grab this book.
It's just Jack.
Good evening, students. Welcome to Oh, the Places You'll Go Academy. I'm Tom G, your motherfucking principal. Y'all already know I don't play no games. You already motherfucking know that. We only fire up blunts on lunch. And when your instructor is talking, sit your ass down. Put your mask on or carry your ass home. Class will officially begin in 3, 2, 1.
Dolce, Why don't you introduce yourself to the class? Okay? Hi, my name's Dochi with 2 eyes. I feel anxious when I'm high. Teachers say I talk too much. Mama say I don't talk enough. In the dark, I'm like a torch. From the hood, I hop the porch. I don't bang or slang on gang, but my dad keep them things. Speak up. Speak up. Speak up. Speak. I get a little violent when I play the game of tag. I get a little quiet when I think about the bag. I slob when I sleep and I wake up with a drag. I'm pulling out my teeth so I wake up to the cash. This is who I am from the back to the front. I never had to pay for my schoolhouse lunch. My mama used stamps when she need a little help, but a nigga made do with the cards been dealt. I tried to act smart cause I want a lot of friends. I never really went with the flow of the trends. I think I like girls, but I think I like men. Dochi is a dick, I never fit in. Overly cocky, I'm
All right.
hyper ambitious. Me, bitch, I'm narcissistic. I am a black girl who beat the statistics. Fuck the opinions and all the logistics. Wow. Wow. Well, Dochi, why don't you tell us what you do in your spare time? I'm all alone on the deep dark web. Me and my phone in this queen size bed. I'm looking at my pillow look back at me. My thumb is over the screen.
Okay. I don't know which one of these books has. I've got both of them. One of them's got a bit on the theory of the Ghibli Museum before it was actually made. I want to read that. Oh, okay, interesting. This one's more so like about the films in specific. This one's like more grouped by category. Let's see here. My point of origin, what the scenario means to me, the world of anime and the scenario. Reading any of this would probably be good for all of us together. I have not read almost any of this book, but I know I've read a couple of parts. And one in particular that stuck with me. The type of film I'd like to create. A nation that merely dithers around. That sounds interesting. Okay, 147. Let's see what this is about. A nation that merely dithers around. I had thought that, thanks to us having lost the war, we Japanese might have finally become a little more skeptical about national claims of righteousness and just causes. Watching George H.W. Bush, I can only think he is possessed by the ghost of John Wayne, telling him that this is the way a real man should act. Saddam Hussein's sense of righteousness is the same. However, Japan, which should not have done so, is responding to the Gulf War solely out of a desire to do business with and be good neighbors to our allies. I know that some Japanese politicians may equate Saddam Hussein with Hitler, but no one says he is like Hideki Tojo. Our country has abandoned its just causes, but not developed deeper principles. Our flighty country sways to and fro, caught in each gust of wind. If we ever dismantle our peace constitution, we will have nothing left. When I look into the faces of my sons, I think that no matter how poor Japan might become, I wouldn't want to send them off to war. And I feel the same for other people's sons. As a filmmaker, I have continued to think that the main challenge we face in Japan today is to survive without being crushed to death by a repressive society. For the last 10 years, I had been thinking of addressing this topic by making a youth movie set in present-day Tokyo, but I'm giving up the idea. It would only become a depiction of neurotic defiance without any core principles, and it would not persuade people around the world who live in fear of chemical weapons and for the lives of their sons. I want to find something that can become our core principles. I haven't figured out what that is, but I think I might find an entry point for the film in my hazy thoughts about how our country has not yet made a full accounting for the Second World War. That was February 22nd, 1991, about 6 months before I was born. Here's 1992, the type of film I'd like to create. Good afternoon, boys and girls. My name is Hayao Miyazaki, and also, of course, gender non-binary people. I'm not particularly good at speaking in public, so if I run into any trouble, I intend to have your teacher Yamazaki-sensei back me up. I've been creating animation for 30 years, so based on this experience, I'd like to share something with you, something that I think I may know a little bit more about than you do. I'd like to talk to you today about time. Has anyone here heard of the Jomon period? Do you know how old most people in the Jomon period were when they died? Well, apparently it was around 30. Now, I'm 51 this year, so that means I've already lived 20 years too many compared to them. God damn, he was 51 when I was 1 year old. So Miyazaki is about 50 years older than me. God damn. In other words, in the Jomon period, most people died before they became what we think of today as grandfathers or grandmothers. That's how short people's lives were. So in those days, most people became fathers or mothers around the age of 15. Miyazaki points at a student in the audience. So you, for example, would be a mother at 15. Now, obviously, to become a mother, you must give birth to a child. But lots of babies died in childbirth, so it was necessary to give birth to a lot of them. If you became a mother at age 15, then when your child was 15, you would already be 30 years old, and you would die around then. So you can see that everyone died awfully early. But in the Jomon period, people didn't feel very sad about the fact that nearly everyone died around the age of 30. This was because when someone did reach 30, they would be recognized as an elder and be respected by those around them. You've probably seen this in manga stories, how the village elder who seems awfully old is respected. In reality, most of the elders in the Jomon period were probably only around 30 years old. Of course, not everyone died at 30. Some people lived to be 32 or even 35, which would make them really respected. Why am I telling you these things? Well, in winter, trees dry up and shed their leaves, but in spring, they send forth new buds and shoots. And people are the same, for they have babies, the babies grow up, and then they have their own children. Of course, babies look like their parents, so even as people die, they, in a sense, reappear. Both humans and trees, therefore, seem the same to me. A step for a human, a step for a mouse. When drawing pictures for animation, we have to study how fast lots of different animals walk. And if we were to look out the window and carefully observe how fast children of your age walk, we would find that it takes them about half a second to take one step. So in other words, 1 second, you can take 2 steps. When I'm really exhausted, I tend to think, wow, I feel beat when I'm walking. And if you compare the speed I walk in the morning when I've got lots of energy with the speed that I walk when I'm coming home at night, you'd see that I walk a lot faster in the morning. Now let's think about how fast a mouse walks. If a mouse only this big takes half a second per step, it will take them an awfully long time to walk from here to there. Miyazaki points from one edge of the teacher's desk to the other. Since mice can only take very small steps, at 1/2 second per step, the mouse would also be walking very, very slowly. But mice are actually really fast, right? Sometimes mice walk really slowly, but most of the time they're scampering about. They're moving super fast. Now what about elephants? When we're making an animated film and drawing pictures of elephants walking, we have to think about how long it takes an elephant to take a step. Take the example of a mammoth. Mammoths are like long-haired elephants, except that they were hunted to extinction long ago. When a mammoth took a step, it didn't take half a second. Mammoths obviously walked much slower than that, but I think they probably could walk about as fast as a human can, or even faster. When we create animation, we draw 24 pictures for 1 second of film, so we always have to think about how we should use these 24 drawings to depict 1 second. And after doing this sort of work for a long time, I realized that a human child takes a half a second per step when walking, an elephant takes 2 seconds, and a mouse walks much, much faster. But I also began to realize that to the child, the elephant, and the mouse, they're all taking steps of the same relative length, so that to an elephant, a human, a mouse, or even a bee, what we think of as a second is experienced differently. Now let's think of something on an even larger scale. Has anyone here heard of mantle convection? What? You haven't? Well, have you heard that entire continents actually move? You have, right? That's what we call mantle convection. At least that's according to current scientific theories. We call the very center of the Earth at its core, and the mantle oozes out from somewhere between the Earth's core and the crust, slowly slithering and moving. It pushes the continents, which causes them to move. For example, the Japanese islands are apparently pushed around little by a part of the mantle called the Pacific Plate, and they say that this movement is what causes earthquakes too. Now, how fast does the mantle move? Apparently about 30 centimeters a year. Of course, no matter how long and hard we stare at something moving 30 centimeters a year, there's absolutely no way that we can see it move. We can't see it, but if you boys and girls were animals 1,000 meters tall, or if you were a giant living creatures made out of rock that lasted on average 10,000 years, or since that's probably not enough, 1,000,000 years, you might actually be able to see the mantle move. This speech goes on for like a while. I'm realizing this is called the type of film I'd like to create, but it's like about a lot of other things. There's 6 more pages of it. All right, maybe we'll make this like a regular segment where I just read random things Miyazaki said on streams, because I like it. I like his words. I wish I could find the fucking part he has about the museum he wants to build, because that was the point I wanted to make in the first place. I want a garden like this. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Let's see. What does Miyazaki want from his garden? Oh, it's images. I didn't realize this book had drawings in it, but it's like images and stuff. Okay. I swear to God, I swear there's an article in here about like what he thinks, how he thinks a city should be planned, and basically how the Ghibli Museum is built around that idea. Too bad. Too bad. I cannot figure it out. All I want is to maintain a workplace to create good movies. All right, let's try that one. This is for Annie Mage in May of 1991, so shortly before I was born. Yeah, Miyazaki explaining animation is slightly more coherent than Digibro explaining autism. I was thinking something similar. An extension of what I have been doing so far. Looking at the Studio Ghibli classified ad for animators and cleanup artists in the January and February issues of Animage, drawn by director Hayao Miyazaki, yourself, it seems that Studio Ghibli is attempting a fundamental structure change. Is that the case? Miyazaki says, first off, I want to say that for the past few years, we have been fortunate. At least in terms of our performance, Ghibli hasn't made a film that's tripped us up. That has been a major advantage for us. I think it would be presumptuous to claim that it was our strength that accounted for that result. It's better to be humble. The success of those films have provided the economic foundation that allows us to try to create a structure. What we are doing in terms of creating a structure is in no way a change. My stance toward making films has not changed in any fundamental way since Ghibli was established. Look at Paku-san, director Isao Takahata. He hasn't changed his method since his Heidi days. How do you create your films? In terms of our projects, one guideline is that we purposefully do not make sequels of films that become hits. Usually people try to go along the same line, but we consciously avoid that. For better or worse, we don't take that easy route. This seems to have been beneficial for us. This policy could well have tripped us up and ruined us, but because it worked to our advantage, we were able to gradually strengthen our financing, scheduling, theater negotiations, and how we put a team together. In terms of our production process, we all share the same attitude. We create films by working as hard as we possibly can and by pushing conditions to their limit. This has been true from the time of Heidi, Girl of the Alps. What was the difference between what you and your staff were doing and what other studios were doing at that time? Other studios may also have been pushing their limits. I do think they were all working very hard, but I think we were working the hardest. What I mean is not that we were just working hard, but that we consciously determined what we wanted to do and worked toward that. And what we wanted to do was to create animation that had some meaning and was worth making. But at some point, I think Nazca was the catalyst. We were blessed by making many kinds of good fortune. It could be that we were on the same wavelength as the times. For that reason, our financial situation improved. The reality seems to be that not all studios are doing well. What are your thoughts on this, as well as on the conditions of the animation world? If we look at the conditions, not at the projects themselves, we are failing in production control of areas like budget and schedule. For example, in the animation world, I think there is a rumor that we must be in terrible shape with the schedule for only yesterday. After all, we have put ads in Animage. This shows that we're stressed because we don't have enough people. But we're probably a lot better off than other studios. The reason we have the stress of recruiting and hiring more people is that we don't want our quality to diminish. At first glance, our work looks different from simply producing animation, but as the product of animation becomes longer and more time-consuming, we need to have a production plan and make the effort to follow a budget and a schedule. Without this, we won't know where the money has gone, and we may have days when nothing gets done. Then we become so busy that we suddenly have to offload animation or coloring work to outside contractors. There are too many studios that go into a panic at the later stage of productions and go bankrupt, aren't there? The lofty goals they began with are beaten down by production realities, and then they begin to think this is just the way it is, or we can redo it later. It seems to me that problems arise when studios can't sufficiently control these types of production conditions. This is in regard to theatrical release animation films. But isn't that the problem of the owners of the studios? It's not just the responsibility of the owners. The staff has to be responsible for the quality of the work. In order to protect quality, they need to be able to manage their production schedule. There must be an effort to decrease the number of days when the staff goes home early saying, let's take it easy today, or that's enough for today. In this regard as well, we must make an effort to sustain the staff's overall energy. It is my belief that we can't make films with just 1 or 2 animators who have brilliant ideas. A film can't be made without a dedicated, serious, reliable staff at its core. The way to keep that kind of core is for the management and studio heads to realize that the animators are the ones working to make the film a reality and to treat them well. Oh, if only! They're never going to listen, by the way. Like, if Miyazaki could say all of this 35 years ago and nothing has changed, or it's gotten worse, they're never going to listen. I want a healthy workplace for making movies. Is that why you are making organizational changes at Ghibli to accommodate the core staff? Will you tell us what Ghibli is attempting to do so that we can understand it? As I said earlier, it's not that we are trying to make changes. All we want to do is maintain a positive workplace in order to continue making films. To do this, we must consider the issue of how to make this happen. It's not that we just want to make our animation workers feel good. We need to ask ourselves, what do we need to do in an environment where it is increasingly difficult to make films? Providing a strong organizational structure. What is this text I've gotten? My driver is almost there. They will drop off the order as per my instructions. Excellent. Without improved working conditions, we will not be able to maintain a productive workplace. We need to recruit in-between animators. We need to increase and nurture the new talent who will draw key animation. We need cleanup artists, and we need good background artists. These have all gotten worse. These things have all gotten worse. Just in terms of the issue of color, I want to go beyond thinking that the colors we have been using are good enough. We have created new colors with each new film, and in order to maintain these colors and create new ones, we must have people with a wealth of experience. Unless we offer better working conditions, we won't be able to keep our experienced staffers. When you say you won't be able to keep them, do you mean that they might go in another direction? Actually, I think it is fine if they go in another direction. The real problem is for those who want to continue in animation. They have fewer places where they can work. Healthy workplaces for filmmaking are the ones where employees face difficult challenges and still want to continue in animation, even if it involves self-sacrifice, as long as they can make good films. We can no longer overcome inferior working conditions by staff spirit alone. Since we have had some financial success, we have to take the risk and reinvest what we have accumulated. We need to hire new staff, train and nurture them, and we also need to improve work conditions for our experienced staff. I have to feel the need to mention that this was right around when Only Yesterday came out. I think this interview would have been after Only Yesterday came out, but they hired a ton of new animation staff for that movie. And I know this because there are a lot of really phenomenal animators. Like the character designer for Eureka 7, I think, was one of the people who got their start on Only Yesterday. So I think that with this round of hiring they did, they literally scouted a bunch of people who just weren't in the animation industry yet, but who, could be. And they found those people and brought them in. Lapusha says, can you investigate / break down the Studio Ghibli AI controversy that everyone is talking about at the moment? Yeah, so this is kind of goofy. I think I talked about this a little bit on a recent stream, but it's kind of like I feel like this is a good time for me. I need to make this video I've been planning to make called Time is Folding In on Itself, or the 2020s is the decade when time folds in on itself, because it's become, think about the fact that I just read all that stuff from fucking 33 years ago and it all still holds true, if not is even more true or more suspiciously true than before. It feels like everything that's ever been true is becoming hyper true somehow. And with the Ghibli AI thing, it's funny because the ability for AI to generate Ghibli-style art has been here the whole time. This is nothing new. But something clicked. Something clicked this last couple of weeks. Someone must have made a Ghibli AI post that just really resonated with people, or someone just realized they could do it and had a field day making a ton of it. I don't know. I don't know why just now, all of a sudden, everybody is like suddenly aware of the fact that you could make Ghibli-style art using AI. I've literally seen it for years, so I don't know why it's now a big deal. I assume something blew up, and as a result of this, Ghibli fans, who obviously hate AI, started resharing the clip of Miyazaki reacting to this presentation. Now, my take on this is that these guys are absolutely insane for showing this to Miyazaki, not because it's AI, but because of what they use the AI to do, which is to make this gross, freakish, awful, horrifying monster thing. I don't get how they thought they could show that to Miyazaki and he'd be impressed with it. I just don't understand it. And Miyazaki's reaction is like devastating.
毎朝この頃会わないけど、身体障害の友人がいるんですよ。そのハイタッチするんだけど大変なんです。彼の筋肉がこわばってる手と僕の手でこうハイタッチする。でその彼のことを思い出してね、僕はこれ面白いと思って見ることできないんですよ。
What he is trying to communicate to them is that if you're going to depict something in animation, you should take great care to do it respectfully in a way that communicates like understanding and like feeling. And he's looking at this and he feels like this is making fun of disability in a way, because he's like, well, realistically, like what would cause someone to like their body to not move the way it's meant to, like this is not.
Are we expecting someone?
Pizza.
Oh, pizza.
Pizza.
Okay. We're like, what for you? He's from
Did you just get a knock at the door and you were just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Yes, pizza. I told you I was getting the internet to buy me pizza. You didn't know what I meant by that, I guess. I thought it might be arriving, but I heard moving around, so I assumed somebody was getting it. But yeah, like Miyazaki's basically saying like this like generative like version, like it's like this isn't a realistic way that anybody moves. It's not based on studying life. It's based on almost deliberately creating something unliving and unnerving and weird and wrong. And Miyazaki's like, well, who is this for? Like it's certainly not for me. Whoever creates this stuff has no idea what pain is whatsoever. I am utterly disgusted. If you really want to make creepy stuff, you can go ahead and do it. I would never wish to incorporate this technology into my work at all. Here comes a line. I strongly feel that this is an insult to life itself. This is the line that everybody remembers. Look at the fucking faces on these guys. This guy's like, you know what? I probably should have realized that. This guy's like, I am going to hang myself tonight. And this guy's like, wait, what? Did we just get killed? Like, did we just... This is just to show you the technology. It doesn't have to be used for this specific... Wait, why did you show me this? What was the goal here? I feel like we are nearing to the end of times, he says. Yeah, so I mean, obviously what makes Ghibli movies great is not the fact that they generically look like they're from the same character designer. It's like the stories that are told through the imagery. So, Ghibli AI is just like a goofy joke that probably won't be around for too long. But yeah, that's the other thing, is that clip is from like the 2010s. So that's why I keep saying time is folding in on itself, because like that clip had nothing to do with the Ghibli AI, but because of the fact that that is obviously how Miyazaki feels about AI, people brought it up in relationship to this. But again, the idea of using AI to make Ghibli stuff is not new either. So it's just like all of this kind of, it's like just a bunch of disparate things that have existed for a while. Someone noticed, like somebody collided these things together and it became a moment. But it's a weird moment because it doesn't come from anything current, other than I guess this one AI like set of Ghibli posts that blew up for whatever reason. But it's an odd moment. It's a very odd cultural moment. That feels like it couldn't exist if not for the fact that just everything is relevant right now. Like all of human history is just relevant now. Doesn't matter what it is, it's relevant. It's relevant somehow. Nothing is irrelevant anymore or ever again. And it'll be really fascinating to see how that affects the future. All right. I'm going to bring pizza to Bird, or bring Bird to pizza. I suspect he's asleep if he didn't hear all that pizza stuff going on. So let me throw on a video and I'll go do that. I guess I'll just resort to the peak only playlist. I've added some new things to the peak only playlist since the last time I played any of it. So there should be some peak that I haven't explicitly played on stream yet. All right. I guess we always have to start with the present. Okay.
Present day. Present time.
Okay, yeah. Just the casual intro to peak. Okay. Let's start from Do I Make You Gay?
Step bro, what are you doing?
Do I make boys gay?
What are you talking about?
Do I make boys gay?
Why are you wearing mom's clothes?
These are mine.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Step bro, does it matter if you
Now, tell me, do I make boys gay?
Step bro, I will always love you no matter what.
Oh. Do you make boys gay?
What?
Do you make boys gay?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
Stop this now, step bro.
That's it.
So Amanda, what you guys doing your date last night?
First time we came together.
Feeling cooler than the April breeze. Let's go like the summer leaves. Girl, I'm just hanging around. And I'll come back down when you choose to come visit me now. Girl, it's looking so nice out. Think maybe we can step out. Give all the city a stroll. And we can talk about the places where we want to go. Cause baby, I got big dreams. Hollywood and
Nobody has bought Chroma in the chat a pizza yet. If anybody can afford to buy another pizza, Chroma needs a pizza. I've got pizza. Check this out. Hold on. I've got two slices here connected to each other, so it looks like one giant slice. Check that out. Pepperoni. Let me give it the old pull apart there. Okay. Right, so we got a nice slice of pepperoni pizza from Chinello's. Chinello's is a chain local to Virginia. Famously, I consumed in my video, Do You Feel Like a Local of the Place You Live? Way back in 2014. Same pizza joint, except different location. Looks very nice, but I can't watch. I understand. I'm also dipping it in this. They got Chinello's sauce, which is basically like some kind of odd ranch, like a very buttermilk ranch. Okama, I will check out Matthew's Pizza next time I'm in Baltimore. Okama Nakama is a great fucking name, by the way. I'm pretty sure that literally just means gay friend, right? Or like gay comrade, basically. Have I been to Jamestown? Yes. As a kid, I went to historical Jamestown, where they actually do the whole recreation of it and everything. I haven't done that since being an adult. I haven't brought Bird there yet, but we did go around the area because there's a ferry that you could take from Norfolk to Jamestown by car. We did that, and it was fun. And then we stopped at a brewery up there, I think. Technically, I mean Williamsburg, because Jamestown is not still like an actual city. You know, it's sort of been swallowed up by Williamsburg. Actually, let's look at that on a map. Y'all know how much I love to map. Okay, so over here. Hold on. Actually, maybe the ferry's not from Norfolk. I think it's from over here in Chesapeake. But I'm pretty sure the ferry takes you up right to here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Jamestown is considered a district, I guess, of Williamsburg. So Williamsburg is basically all of this, but where the Jamestown settlement is. Oh, there's the ferry route. Okay, it's from there. It was way the fuck over there. Why did I think this was from Norfolk? Oh. We were camping up over here. That's why. That's why we were in the area. Because I was thinking, like, I don't remember it being a long drive to get to where we ferried from. It's because we camped over here, and then we took the ferry to Jamestown, and then we drove back on the regular road to get back home. That makes sense. Oh my God, you couldn't see the map that whole time. God damn it. Nobody said anything. Nobody said one damn word until it was too late. Hold on. I forgot I had taken the screen away because I was showing the pizza. Well, it doesn't matter. You can look it up for yourself. I don't care any longer. I fucked it up. I showed you nothing. You did. I mean, you did afterwards. You did at the end when it was too late. Maybe you're behind the stream. Maybe your stream's not caught all the way up. It's fine. You hallucinated the map in your head. That's good. It's good that you have that talent. Not everybody has the skills. What do I want to be watching? What do I want to be hearing? I feel like I ran through all the requests, right? Was there any requests I didn't get to? Anything I missed and forgot about? We talked about the Ghibli controversy. Talked about my autism video. I promised to play Majora's Mask on stream. We talked about circulation in life. Norman-san. Anime tea time. Massive fan of affirmations. Just affirmations. Cashapp. I think we got to everything. Ellen, good night. Have a good sleep. Have a good night. Panic from Gooseworks, a song from a trans creative? Sure. As long as this doesn't get me copyright killed, I'll be cool with it. I forgot the X. I also spelled goose wrong. Okay. This looks cool. 4:44. It's a Jay-Z minutes long. You know, annoyingly, the pizza place did forget one of the sauces I paid extra for. Tony Cashman, that adds up. I was thinking there had to be some kind of connection. I'm glad that I'm not wrong. I think it may be just one trans woman or something, though, based on the recommendation I got for this. Oh, what is this? This looks dank. Alice in the Nightmare. Shit, how do I go to page 1? Cute. Okay, apparently Gooseworks is the showrunner and creator of the Amazing Digital Circus. I didn't know none of that. All right, we got a couple of requests. Ryan9 says, can I request a review of an EP I made titled Low? It is cool time signatures. Yes. Let's low. That again this morning, no time for morning, but regular to my wee brain before tomorrow. Sorry for me dissipates when I continue face to face across my back, rise to the fence, colliding, I spin around like this can call. Did it birdie? Never trying to be flirty. I'm just cursed and love the words and love the hurting, spreading love from all over. Call it death by 10 billion cuts. The damage is calamity class, huh? I really like this. This is right at the intersection of like dancey and meditative. Like it's got just enough propulsion to make me kind of move, but it's also calming. So it doesn't feel like, you know, it's not like get up and dance. It's like, yeah, I'm moving. I'm feeling it. This one's definitely giving me a bit of that like Minecraft OST feeling, which I really like. So that's a good thing. Okay, Kid A, said Snowman 8. This does a little. I can definitely hear a little Kid A in this song. Nowhere near as moody as Kid A, obviously. This is like I was just kidding. You know what I mean? Just a shorty with the massive fucking threat. Or I better than Trixie beat down the beautiful sunsets in California. Storm your mind like troopers running through California. More you never sever all the times to brutally outperform you. Do more than reassure you. The outpouring it fits my manic inspiration. Manifestation in the pants. Spreading my wicked closely dance and turn it. I would not classify this as lo-fi. I guess it has like tape hiss or record hiss, so maybe, but I don't think it sounds particularly lo-fi. Especially with the like, just all the like bass and pianos, I think are too clean to call it lo-fi. That said, lo-fi is also just an overused term at this point that like people just use to mean like chill beats, basically. My only complaint about this song is the clap sound is kind of generic and not as impactful. I think if you had like a heavier clap that really fucking shook you, it would work better. Gunshot noise gunshot noise pollution with the moves to speeds of the movements move as the truth of the shoot blood the sewer dust to the earth as it shakes and reduces waves the consumer sides of the face the place the face the sides of the face the baby to do blood for the truth great hearing God give you big you do is keep all the vibe and try to be the vibe because you hey. One day the sky will be gray and the next will be blue. One day the sky will be gray and the next will be blue. I think with this one, the could have been like a chord, just like add another note or something to harmonize with it, but I could be speaking too soon. Ooh. Yeah. Even though I'm only 5'8.5", walk around like I'm the highest fucking bitch alive. I'm a crimer, crying, junk, police, the people I'm driving. Having to a better basket to survive it. I got bars of the candy out, the sweetest style, and I don't hide it. Nothing you do, ready as the diamond. When it came out, that's the year arriving. Everywhere it's driving like I don't care too much. Not tired when I get tired and I can see another fucking bitch. So when you're gonna wanna miss, I can be your sibling. I can be your kid. I can be when you did. I can be what you did. I can be crying in the bed like, where, the baby need milk. I touch your milk. Now I'm that milk for the ride. Cry, baby, cry, 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 baby, cry, 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 baby, cry, 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 baby, cry, cry, cry. I dig it. I like it. It's rappable. It's good. That one clap sound in that one song was the only thing I really had a complaint with. I mean, like, overall, I would say you could probably play with sound texture more, you know, just like make some more distinct sound textures. But like in terms of what you're trying to accomplish musically, I think it's I like it. I think it's nice. Sounds good. I could see listening to this again. You know, if I just wanted to chill out, I'd be like, throw on that low thing, you know, hit that low EP, do some nice little chilled out raps. I don't know how my rapping sounded through the shit of the shit, but you know, it shits itself sometimes and then it shits up. Shits all the way upward. It sounds like it's raining balls outside all of a sudden. All right, Fish Tank Live Season 3 edit. Nacho, it's not fair, says Snowman 8. Okay. I haven't really watched Fish Tank Season 3. I feel like the joke kind of got old for me, but we'll see. I'm sure the edits are probably pretty funny, right? We'll find out. Let's go. All right. I like that it's got break beats. I don't know if this song's copyright protected, but well, let's see. I guess we could find out because they linked it right there. Oh, it's original. It's their own song. Okay, cool. So they made a Fish Tank AMV to their own, or well, okay, never mind. Maybe this Super World person knows this other person. I don't know. It's interesting that they would pull like a relatively obscure like a breakbeat song and make an AMV out of it. I love how like totally inappropriate the music feels for the footage. Is this what Fish Tank is about as a show? What Fish Tank is about is they trap a bunch of weird people in a house. It's basically just Big Brother, but like where they're just actively torturing the people as much as humanly possible. It's basically a torture chamber. It's basically sign up to be in a torture chamber for 6 weeks with a bunch of weirdos. So it's a sex thing. Got it. I mean, I guess. never met Sam Hyde or Frank Castle. I suspect they're afraid of me. Jet Neptune's definitely afraid of me.
Alright. Love you, but you cannot spend the night. Nah, I've been on my life. Feel like they don't think up overnight.
Again, I must state how hilariously unfit this music feels to this footage to me. Like, I get, like, aside from the hyperactiveness of it, you know, like that the edit is fast and the drums are fast, like the tone of the music could not be more different from the imagery. Sam Hyde yelled booty jokes in your face when you were at his show last year. That sounds right. That sounds like what would happen. You were thinking Shark Tank is the same thing as Fish Tank? No. I guess Bert won. I'm not surprised. He's the only person I heard anything about this season. Like, the only memes I saw anyone post were about this dude. So, although it looks like he were on $0, I'm not sure what's happening in this image, actually. Did they just abandon him in the middle of the desert with a check that says $0 on it? Because that's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. I would have used, I'm sure they probably used that song because they probably know the person who made it and could, like, you know, they knew it wasn't going to be like copyright. But if I was going to use like a hype, you know, breakcore song, I would use something more like Demented, you know, something that feels like or fuck it, I just would have used I've Seen Footage, you know.
It's so cold. We won that. It's so cold. I see footage. I stay noisy. So much boy will lose this seem like no bones in the skin.
It's interesting. I've seen this enough times that it feels like it's slowed down for me. Like somehow I can process the images a lot more than I could before. but probably because it's been years and years of watching it. See footage. This is what I experienced at the JPEG Mafia concert. I went off the ground and then I just was kind of up in the air. Flies vomit me. No, I have never seen Death Grips live. I fucking 2023 had tickets to go like on my birthday, but I was on the wrong side of the country when the time came and I could not get to the right side of the country. So, frustratingly, that ticket had to be resold. It was something Victor had bought for me for my birthday in 2023, and then I ended up having to cancel because of work. And was it worth it? I don't know. I probably should have gone see Death Grips. Should the opportunity arise, vomit me, flies. Flies vomit me, vomit green eyes. Work ruins lives, indeed. What else should I watch, y'all? I think I just exhausted my requests again. I liked that Ryan 9 EP. The booty so big like a first generation Xbox controller. At the end of the day, they went to Vegas and gambled the prize money all on black and lost it all, so they left him in the desert with zero. People have done I've seen footage as it edits, but that seems passe. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I forgot that this has already been going for a few years, so those the all obvious ideas have probably been used. I did watch the Alter Ego RuPaul competition, which is great. I don't think I could play much of that without it becoming a content ID problem, but you know, it's cool that this happened.
Big Dolce Diva Donda Dunda the Tokyo Honda drip. Neighbors waking, hoses pissed. They mistaken, I'm that bitch. Wrist they frozen, cue the Trojans. Let's go. I'm a
Boy, it's a battle of the white girls.
A battle of the white girls. Wait, show me Doshi's outfit. There we go. Yeah, look at this fucking outfit she's got on. She looks like a Mortal Kombat character. They need to put Dochi in Mortal Kombat. Like, Dochi just needs to be... They need to base a character on her in the next game so that she can play that character in the next movie. I want to be able to play as Dochi in Mortal Kombat. All right? If you want me to start playing Mortal Kombat again, you got to put Dochi in there. Preferably just as herself, like not even like a character based on her, just like Dochi's just in Mortal Kombat. That would be great. By the way, I guess something else we could do. I have like on my other browser or my other where you all are, I've got like 15 tabs worth of Dochi interviews open. Particularly like obscure Dochi interviews that I had to dig for, except for this Vogue France one is obviously, and I guess some analysis videos. I'm pretty deep in the finding everything Dochi that exists online hole right at the moment. So I've just got, there's a Joe Budden podcast that has her on it. It's like 3 fucking hours long. I don't know how much of it she's on for. It looks like not the whole thing, so that's good.
What's up, y'all? It's Annabelle.
This one's all green.
When do we start the
interview? Apparently she got interviewed while rappelling down a fucking cliffside. I want to go on this show. How do I get interviewed by this guy? I want to do the rappelling interview show.
Produce this shit. I'm scared. Yeah. And I'm not scared. I'm not scared to look. I'm scared. They think, oh, you. They look cool because we about to rappel off this cliff.
That cliff? Let's go.
I'm gonna say 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the alarm.
Get to the rappelling.
Back over your shoulder.
Hell no.
You got it, Brad. Woo! Ah! Listen.
Fuck this.
Whoa, this is
So the show is hiking with rappers. I want to be hiked with
crazy.
as a rapper.
Look down.
I'm getting. Oh man.
I want to do the interview while doing the rappelling, though. I don't want to be interviewed and then rappel. I want to be interviewed while I'm going down the mountain. Can I organize that? Because that would be sick. Okay, enough of this. Enough taking you down the Dochi hole with me. Fuck is going on with my page now? Everything's all fucked up. I'm a Dochiologist. I would like to be. I haven't been a fan of her for that long is the thing. It's like I only found out about Dochi last year, and she's been around since, 2019 is really when she started to really 2018. Like 2018 was her first single that had traction, which was Girls, which is a great song and a great video. And then Yucky Blucky Fruitcake in 2021, I think, also blew up. So she's had 4 different blow ups. It's just that none of them stuck. I think because they were all so different from one another. She kept blowing up on the back of completely different things. And then finally, Alligator Bites Never Heal was basically an album saying hey, by the way, I know it seems like all this stuff doesn't make sense, but I just simply can do everything. And then we were like, oh, okay. Awesome. We didn't realize you were just actually that bitch, but I guess someone has to be actually everybody says they are. Somebody actually has to be that bitch though, And I think it might be Dochi. Even though in Alter Ego, she only says, I'm that bitch, whereas JT says, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, which is, a little more insistent. But would that bitch have to remind you 3 times in a row? I don't know. It's worth thinking about. Amy's pizza has arrived. This is good. I wasn't sure if anybody else was getting pizzas. If anybody else had managed to. Wait, Amy, you didn't just buy that pizza yourself, right? Somebody actually bought you that pizza? Or I need to know if this worked at all. This would have worked a lot better if I was any good at organizing. Why not background picture? Because it glitches out all the time. I think there should be one. Ellen paid for it. Well, I guess that's fine. Even though I was hoping that that money would be going into the trans community and not only moving around it, but at least you got a pizza. Getting that pizza from that special Some Pony on Pizza Day. Greater than I don't know, whatever. Empty space. Do I want to play video games? Do I want to play music? Do I want to keep streaming? Do I just want to go eat some pizza and watch some YouTube videos? Have I missed Twitter since I've been free? No. Actually, I'm shocked how bad Twitter is. Because for me, I go on Blue Sky and I have just a great time. Let's see what's happening on here. Conversation I don't care about. I got confused about what website I'm on for a second. That's funny. Here's some cute artwork. How do I dress femme? I'm already 6 months into HRT and have no idea how. Start with basics. Feminine cut jeans, some tops, some skirts, a dress or two. See what feels good and what doesn't. Use that to start exploring some more styles. Thrift stores are great for getting cheap essentials to try out, and you might find some rad stuff occasionally. Sure, I'll repost that. I hate that so many of us have to do this on Trans Day of Visibility, but I'm still out of work and trying to stay above water. Any help is always appreciated. Sure. Make more visibility. I don't know if I have to go to the bathroom or if I want to go to the bathroom. Okay. Considerable. Some sexy drawings. It would be really funny to announce a marathon speech on the Senate floor and excuse yourself after 5 minutes to use the bathroom. That would be funny. Here's a big dragon man looking happy. That's a good looking dragon man. I'm sorry for being a genius and a badass, but I want to take genuinely erotic or just more pinup doll photos. I think it's fun. I genuinely have a bag of doll penises from an older doll body I don't use anymore, so I don't know. One day there will be photos. Okay, that sounds... I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That it sounds incredible. New banner image of Jay smiling in bliss while balls deep in a beautiful woman. Wish that were me. Okay, this is cool. Sarah B, the latest Pokemon featuring Hatsune Miku Project Voltage High Trainer artwork has been revealed. Kasane Tetsu, rival, and Meloetta Purue. This is awesome. This is real, actual, official Pokemon art. That's pretty sick. Batgirl. Yeah, so as you can see, my blue sky is pleasant and nice. Nothing but great art, fun trans. If I go to Discover, the first thing I see is I am a homosexual. That's agreeable. What's popular with my friends? Transition timelines. Fungi. You could just go to a tab and it's just nothing but pictures of fungi. That's always pleasant. Or moss. I could just click over to my moss tab and get my moss going. Or what's cooking. I can look at other people's delicious foods. And beers. Hell yeah. Never heard of Awestruck. Damn, that looks pretty good. So this is the blue sky experience. Pleasant. Nice. And then I obviously can't go to X. It's all blocked for me. But when I see over Bird's shoulder when he's on X, it never takes more than 10 seconds to see some racist shit. Like some deeply racist shit. It doesn't matter. It could be from... Because he'll go to like shorts. Like he'll just scroll through shorts and it's just Twitter giving him whatever anyone has like posted. Never takes very long to see some shit that I'm just like, wow, this is bad. So this is Twitter, but not complete dog shit. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. It's Twitter, but liberal. Pretty much. Twitter, where all of the people who don't want to be on a Nazi website went to. Personally, I went out of my way to... Oh, shit, I just opened porn again. Nope. I always forget that if you type X, it doesn't bring you to Twitter automatically. Look at this. Your account is suspended. I can't even look at my DMs. I literally cannot even look at my DMs. It says I have 2 of them. It's said that for a long time. I can't see anything. But if I go to like a trending tag, I can see the stuff that's in that tag, but I can't interact with it. So I can't repost Sydney Sweeney's tits. Why am I not surprised that Cindy Sweeney is what's trending right now? Like, I have seen so little of this woman since not being on X, and yet the second I go back to X, of course, the first fucking thing I see is Sydney Sweeney. I hope this woman at some point like disavows white people or something. That would be awesome. Yeah, anyway. That was my long sigh of breathing X back out of my body. Mara Ganger made a new video about Shoujo Tsubaki. That's cool. Does it say anything new, or is it like is this who you're talking about? Okay, I didn't realize that she had like a longer name than just Mara. Shoujo Tsubaki, Eraguro, and Growing Up Too Fast. This is 72 minutes long. I will definitely watch this later. But that's exciting. I like Shoujo Tsubaki. I didn't watch it when I was young. I don't know if that's what the movie's going to be, or if the video is going to be about. Is it just about how the movie is about growing up too fast, or is it about, as a viewer, growing up too fast because of seeing the movie? I'm curious, or maybe both. Okay. I'm out of things to do, and I want to go eat more pizza and chill. Maybe I'll stream again later tonight. I'm still pretty awake. I woke up fairly late. I just want to end the whole pizza themed stream and do like a different stream if I come back. I may not come back. I may just go watch all these Dochi interviews. I haven't decided if I want to do this live yet or not, because I want to do a video where I not react so much as review like every Dochi song. Chroma's getting the pizza after all. Thank fucking God. All right. Then now I know the job is done, because I was worried. I was worried that my girls weren't getting their pizzas. But if everybody's going to get their pizza, then it's all a good world. Not the evil world we were warned about. The evil world. I sent a bomb to a computer expert. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that real quick. What would it be called? Bitrate? No. Anybody who's ever listened to this, oh, here we go. I found it.
I sent a bomb to a computer expert. History, a catalog of destruction. Evil world. I sent a bomb to a computer expert. History, a catalog of destruction. Evil world. I sent a bomb to a computer expert. History, a catalog of destruction.
Evil world.
I sent a bomb to a computer expert. History, a catalog of destruction.
Evil world.
Everything was like dead calm. And I was ready for this to happen. I even heard a voice, my own, inside of me say, do it, do it, do it.
That's Evil World by Lil Ugly Mane. Are we birthday yet? Lapusha, what are you asking me? What does that mean? Are we birthday yet? Oh shit, it is almost April Fool's Day, isn't it? I forgot about that. Internet Day. Hey. Anywhere I go, I'm taking hip-hop with me. Paradigm fit me. Y'all will never get me. Fine. I am the problem, solution, and math. Teaching the class. I am divine. Find me in a bind. Under a pine. Sculling a pint. Blowing a guy. Telling a lie. Eating a pie. Writing a line. I'm curiously inexplicably fine, even in spite of the spite in my eyes. Look at the time, and now look again. It is the time. Reading inclined, feeding the mind. I'm in the grind, way over time. Keeping alive, eating the rhyme, being a vibe. Come along now. Come along and just stay put. Don't move. Come along now. Come along and just stay put. Don't move. No. New fits, new chicks, new hips, new groove, new use, not a user. Muse, not abuser. Musical theater, baby a leader. Never been a beater, never been a cheater. Unless it's Yu-Gi-Oh cards and homework. Used to be a real jerk with a jerky addiction. Now I write the real world fiction. I can see fate. I'm in the lake. Born in the blood demon, soul in my hate. Sekiro slasher, I made no mistake. I am the final boss of Elden Ring. What? Counting up every branch on the earth. Spitting some bars that are truly absurd. Don't eat the ass if it smells like a turd. I'm gonna vomit now. Come along now. Come along and just stay put and don't move. Come along now. My birthday is August 8th. I was also 8 pounds and 8 ounces when I was born, which means that I am the true 8 emperor, and I ate everything, and I will have ate it all up by the time I am done. I ate the world. I ate the boys and girls. I ate the whole fucking thing. And next, I'll eat you. Walking around Milwaukee, Wisconsin with the constant Bronson swagger, shattering offense and blathering wit, spitting out rounded rhymes like I sanded it down to a sphere for a bedpost. I get the most weird looks and write the most queer books, and I read the Fed Post. Dead poet, my flow is necromantic, so enchanted like the Black Forest, and of course I always go ham, make a freaky ass a fan. I am not glam, dressed like a bitch, wanna live in the mountains, ride in the tree from the fountain, and seeing how many towns I can map inside my crown. Clowns flip around when my sound carrying crows, carrying me, marrying berries. Fairy is free and the sea isn't scary with the wariness, the heat and sea legs. I beg of thee to concede to the weather and airiness. Allow this heir apparent not to be remiss. And if you shoot up at the miss, you shouldn't miss. Trixie gets fucking pissed. Hey. Summer and winter and the seams between them seem to spread, encompassing a compass on an earth without an edge. An underwater birth entrenched and shooting through canal, navally postnatal and fatally post-cradle waterfowl. On the bow of the mothership I wept when it became too cold on winter mornings. I just slept. Ineptitude is haunting and the truth is ever vast. If you kept it all inside, it's time to nuke it, have a blast. Hey. Did we really need another schizo rapper making manic episodes into electrifying clappers? Yet another snappy wannabe of a ghost face killer, shilling her own face, milling around her own place, mumbling into notes all day? I doubt it. But the cloud and all the infamy could get to me if I could see a murmur in the jest. All the best alternate remedies, invest in better properties, and honestly discover what's the damage at the heart of me. I can't manage to see, unmanageably gambling my future upon a gut instinct that says my shit is really super and the pooper is just begging to be filled. Ooh, is that really the lyric? Did I mishear it? I fear there may be interference in the static. That's at it, y'all. I've had it. Good night. I fear there may be interference in the static. That's at it, y'all. I've had it. That's at it. I've had it.